To find out how to rob a bank is starting an 11-year jail sentence. 38-year-old Gregory Dyke carried out raids across the country before he was arrested in Rowley Regis shortly after robbing another bank in April last year. Police later found he'd downloaded how-to guides on bank robberies. DC Darren Brown from West Midlands Police said Dyke's sentence was reduced because of mitigating circumstances.
Yeah, he would have had 17 years. He obviously reduced for his early guilty pleas and the fact that he had never committed any offences before, and it was reduced to 11 years. So, yeah, he's behind bars and serving his time at Her Majesty's pleasure.
£24 million is being spent by Birmingham City Council to encourage cycling. New cycle lanes will be established and they're giving away 3,000 new bikes. Councillor Lisa Trickett is Birmingham's Cabinet member for a green, smart and sustainable city.
We have a real problem in this city with people being overweight, people not being fit, people having heart issues. Cycling as part of your everyday activity can really, really help you address some of those health issues. The other issue is that if you can actually make cycling part of your everyday form of transport, it will actually address some of the gridlock issues we have in the city and will actually help us be a more mobile city.
1 million taxpayers still need to submit a self-assessment tax return by tonight's deadline for the last financial year. They risk a fine of £100 if they miss the deadline for online returns. The weather, wintry showers today, turning drier as the day goes on. Windy, though, throughout, with a top temperature of 5 Celsius, 41 Fahrenheit. Dry with clear spells tonight, but very cold and frosty. The temperature's going right down tonight to minus 3 Celsius, 27 Fahrenheit. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
You should take in other religions and treat them as you would want to be treated yourself.
We are even more intelligent. They treated me with the utmost respect.
Iain Lee, Saturdays
9 till 12.
BBC WM 95.6.
Yeah, we're doing the show in our pants this morning. Everybody's trousers. You too, Daz. You too. Get them kecks off. Kecks are trousers, aren't they? I'm worried I've said some horrible slang. We're doing the show in our pants. Why the hell not? I forgot my show kit, so I have to. Well, it's unusual for a Saturday in that we have walked in. I say we, I mean myself and producer Joe. We've got nothing. We've got literally nothing for you for 3 whole hours of radio. So, it's either going to be a car crash or it's going to be a Formula One fast car race round a racing track somewhere in the world. Monaco, maybe. 03453 009956.
Have your say. Across the West Midlands, call 03453 009956.
BBC WM 95.6.
If you build it, they will come. Literally nothing. I've got some things that I spotted in the newspapers. But we got nothing. No big stories. No big guests. Got a little bit of wind. And that's it. A prevailing wind to carry us through the next 3 hours. And you, dear listener, you help steer this ship, although, let's be honest, I'm the captain. Hey, is it true that all ships have to have a prison in? I think they do. I think all ships have to have a prison in. Are there any captains listening to this? Maybe you're on shore leave, or maybe you've escaped the press gang. 03453 009956. Is it true that all ships have to have a prison? Like even the big cruise ships. You know the cruise ships where old people go to never be seen again? They sail off into the sunset, literally and metaphorically. They have to have a prison on there. Because just supposing, it kicks off on one of those ships. Supposing one of those old people is a lunatic or a robber, or, you know, not just a lunatic, but a robber. Well, where are you going to put them? What do they call it? Not the galley, that's the kitchen. All right, here's a question. It's a ship special, I've just decided, and I'm the captain, and you can be my passengers and my crew. If you want to be first... I don't know any names of people that work on boats. I'm the captain, right? That role is gone. First mate, cabin boy, best boy, What are you going to be, Joe?
I think I'm the captain, am I not?
Get what the hell?
I think so.
Oh no, we're losing communications, Joe. We're losing communications. 03453 009956. We are giving away the members of staff ship on a ship today. Okay, so that's the first thing. If you want to come and claim your position, you're more than welcome to. Second thing. Why do ships have different names for the rooms? So why is the bedroom called the cabin? Why is the kitchen called the galley? And why is the front of the boat not just called the front of the boat? Why is it... Richard, can you answer this question, OK? And it's been bugging me for literally about 90 seconds, all right? It's driving me nuts. Why is the front of the ship called the bow... No, hang on. Why is the front of the ship not called the front of the ship? It's called the bow. Oh, ball. No, port is left, starboard is right. OK? The front is the bow, and the back is the stern. Why are they not called front and back, Richard?
Good question, Ian. I haven't got a clue. I'd ask a Navy man if I was
I'll tell you why, Richard, because everybody who works in boats is very arrogant. They're very arrogant, aren't they? They think that they are better than you and me, Richard, and they're not. Well, they're a little bit better than us.
Well, only because they've got nice hats.
I had a captain's hat once.
I can believe that.
I love it. I know I used to love it. And this is true. I used to love hats. And do you know what? I might start getting hats again. In fact, I'm going to start getting hats again. That'll fill the spiritual void in my life. And
Did you wear it to parties?
No. I just wear it around the house. Honestly, I'd wear it around the house.
I know where you wear it. You wear it in the bath, don't you?
Yeah, I'd wear it in the bath. I'd wear it anywhere. I used to have a captain's... Do you know what? I'm going to buy a captain's hat. I've closed my eBay account. Anyway, I'm going to buy a captain's hat. I used to I have a captain's hat. I had a smoking hat.
Right.
And I also
not
had...
a jacket?
Not a jacket, unfortunately, no. Although I do have a silk dressing gown. Yeah. Very sexy. Imagine that, no pants, and I cross my legs in front of you, Richard.
To be honest, I'm picturing Del Boy.
Well, yeah, OK. I used to have, like, a fishing hat, even though I didn't go fishing. I used to have loads of hats. I'm going to buy a captain's hat on Amazon in a minute. But, Richard, you've not called in to fuel my hat fetish.
I didn't realise I was going to be on a discussion to figure out how strange you were, to be honest, Ian.
You've been pounced on. You've been pounced on.
Ian, what it is,
yes.
I'm calling from a company in Longbridge.
Oh, hello, yeah. An advert, yeah.
It is, yeah, E.H. Smith Builders Merchants.
What? We're the BBC. We can't do that unless you slip me £50 in an envelope.
It's on its way.
Good lad.
Good
lad. Wing it over.
We had a wagon delivering some goods yesterday in the Sturchley area.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's a new wagon, all singing, all dancing. It has a fantastic remote control, Bluetooth, everything else.
Hang on, sorry. It's remote control?
Yeah.
By wagon, do you mean a lorry?
We do, yeah.
A remote-controlled lorry?
Yeah.
What, like a human size?
About 23.5 tonne.
It's remote-controlled?
It is, yeah. You don't have drivers anymore.
In lorries?
Yeah.
What is this guy on? He's out-weirded me. Flipping it.
You just program them, send them out. You are the calls and they come back.
Richard, you are talking out of your backside. Go on.
No, the crane is remotely operated.
Thank you, Richard.
Now they're Bluetooth. We've only just had it. They're all singing, all dancing. Unfortunately, the driver got he was doing other things and left the remote behind. We went back yesterday and last night searching for it.
Yeah,
There's no sign of it in the road that it's been drove over.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if somebody's picked it up, they might be looking at it wondering what on earth it is.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing, Richard. What I would do if I were that person, and I'm not suggesting they do this, but
was to ransom.
I would follow that lorry and I would operate that crane willy-nilly. I'd get it to do my bidding.
With your captain's hat.
Could you get it if you were wearing a captain's hat, Richard? Could you be skillful enough to do the arm so it grabs your hat, or it taps you on the shoulder? You turn around, going, "Who's that?" and there's nobody there.
Yeah, with the pressure poundage on it, yeah, it'd be a little bit risky.
OK, well, we don't wish anybody... So what does this remote control look like?
Well, it looks very high-tech. It's about 12 inches wide.
Oh, hello, cheeky.
By about 6 inches deep.
Yes.
It looks
Steady.
like a spaceship control panel.
Oh,
it's got so many buttons on it. It's unbelievable.
Oh, man. So where...
It'll have a belt round it.
A belt?
Yeah. So
Hey, my boy...
obviously the driver can put it over his head.
My boy, for his birthday a couple of weeks ago, got one of these indoor remote control helicopter things, right?
Oh, right.
And we couldn't get it to work properly. It just kept going off. You've got to set the balance on it, because when it starts, it goes off on it. So I was trying to set the balance on it.
Yeah.
And I broke it. And my boy never got a go on it. He never got a go. They're really flimsy, aren't they? He never got a go on it. He was gutted. That will teach him a lesson, Richard.
It certainly will. Well, this one's a bit more sturdier than that.
Okay.
So yeah, as I say, there's no sign of it. So we're just hoping somebody's picked it up.
I hope the fella that lost it, Richard, has been sacked.
Good God, no, we're not that sort of company.
Oh,
here.
sack him! Sack him, the slacker! Hang him from the crane with a sign around his neck saying, "I am a slacker and I deserve to be sacked."
Well, we would have done, but the remote's gone, so we can't. We've tried it.
OK, so just tell us where it was, Richard, and how much, yeah.
OK, it was in Sturchley,
yep.
Around First Avenue, sort of down by Selly Park,
yep.
Selly Park Tavern.
Yep.
And, yeah, if anybody has found it, it'd be muchly appreciated, because we can't sort of operate the wagon without it.
All right, well, Richard, we wish you the very best of luck.
Thanks, Ian.
He's never going to see that again, is he? Is he really? OK, well, Richard takes us off on one of many tangents that we're going to be following today. What have you lost? 03453 009956. It can be physical or metaphysical. And remote-controlled items. There's nothing more exciting for a child than a remote control. Right, not TV. I mean, like cars and helicopters. In my day, we didn't have helicopters. In my day, get this, right... I remember one Christmas, I really wanted a remote control car. I must have been 5 or 6. And my dad was like a cockney, right? And my mum would buy good stuff from shops, and my dad would always get something from the market. It'd always be market. And if it had come from my dad or my dad's side of the family, you knew it was a bit of tat that wouldn't last very long. It's true. And my dad got me a remote control car from the market. And to operate it, you had a big black stick. I remember it so well. It was so disappointing. A big black stick with one big red button and this massive, long, thin, curly wire that came out of it that was the aerial. And you had to press this red button. And you'd press it like once to turn left, twice to turn right, and once to go... It was rubbish. It's going to be one of those shows. I'm going to jot all this down. So, what have you lost? Oh, dear. Remote controls. Any stories to do with remote controls. We're talking about ships. We're giving away jobs on the metaphorical BBC ship. Now that I own the BBC, what am I going to do with it? 03453 009956. Why do they have different words for different things on the... Why is a galley on a boat called a galley and not a kitchen? It's just a kitchen, isn't it? Why are boat people so smug? And what hats have you got? Let's get the travel news. I'm going to take a punt and I'm going to say Liz Saul.
It is indeed, Ian. Good morning. You've been listening. It's excellent.
No.
The M6 going north. There's the lane shut on the entry slip road. As you get onto the motorway at junction 10, the A454 Wolverhampton and Walsall turn. A lorry is stranded on the slip road as you join the motorway, although traffic seems to be squeezing by without too much of an issue. There's been fresh snowfall overnight in some instances, so just be aware of this. You'll find smaller and side routes a little bit treacherous as you make your way around the area, around Birmingham and the Black Country. 1 or 2 icy patches as well to contend with. Not too bad at the moment on Hagley Road towards Five Ways Island. That was looking quite busy, seems to have eased off for the moment. There is disruption on train services between Wolverhampton and Shrewsbury currently. It was an operating incident. The line was shut. It has all reopened, but the trains are still subject to delays of about 20 minutes. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel 0330 123 3550.
Danny Kelly.
So I sent Daz along to find out what has been going on.
I'm at the home of Yasser Ramadan in Ladywood.
good, and it's cold.
It's really very, very, very cold.
And the contractor just keep fobbing you off. No one's been round here to fix your boiler.
No one is coming here to fix it.
Danny Kelly.
You know how we like to get involved in these cases, and if we can, we do. We help out. When's it going to be fitted, Yasser?
Now they start to doing it.
They're actually at your house right now?
Yes.
Beautiful. So, Yasser, congratulations. I'm delighted for you, and thanks for contacting us. I'd hate this to have been a studio interview if you hadn't had a shower for 6 weeks. It's easier over the phone.
Weekdays from 9.
BBC WM
95.6.
Anita.
Ian. Good morning.
From Winston.
Don't spoil it, please. It's called Winston Green.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm just. The thing is, Anita, I was trying to save time by only giving half the name. How are you, Anita?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you? Saw you last week on Sky being mischievous as usual.
No, I was on. Are we allowed to mention Sky on the BBC? No, I was on Sky last week. Yes, I was doing the news, not the news. The papers. I wasn't being mischievous, was I? I thought I was being a good boy.
Yes, you were. I was just joking.
I scrub up quite well, don't I?
Yes, you.
Hey.
Never know you were so attractive and so young. I'll go for you myself, but you're married.
Thank you very much indeed. Yes, I am attractive, and the young. Do you know what? I'm going to take that young thing, Anita. Are you saying I've got an old man's voice?
No, I'm just teasing you.
I'm very wise. Hey, I'm getting a haircut today. I booked a haircut, 5 o'clock.
Oh gosh, look at him.
It's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I tell you what I don't like at the hairdressers, though, Anita. The conversation. I don't like the conversation. I get really tense. I always get a headache when I go for a haircut because I tense up because they're going to ask me questions about what I've done, what I'm doing, how things are and I don't want to talk to them.
But you see, you need to be checking out those. Not everybody do that because I used to go to barbers on my head and not all of them do that.
Can you request? Because I know that with cab drivers, you can get in and you could say, "Look, I don't want to talk to you, so button it." Can you say that to hairdressers as well?
I can't have my hair done and they don't do that. If I don't, they say good morning, how are you, how's everything, and that's about it.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have tattooed in the back of my head, don't talk to me. And then as the hair gets shorter, as they're cutting it, they'll realise their mistake and they'll shut up. That'll do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anita, ever been in prison on a boat?
No, I haven't actually. I have been on a ship.
Did you go to see the prison, which I've been told is called the Brig?
No, I didn't actually.
Ever done a wee in a car park?
No.
How many hats have you got?
Not many, because I don't wear hats, I wear wraps.
Oh, really?
A headscarf.
Yeah. See, blokes can't get away with that.
Yes, they can.
Blokes can't get away with a headscarf.
Those bandana things you can.
Oh, like the Axl Rose style. You're going to look a bit 80s if you do that.
No. You're as young as you feel, and you dress moderately and sensible.
Women, boy oh boy, am I envious of the fascinator. Hello?
Yes, I'm still listening. I'm listening to
you. Yes,
you
know what a fascinator is?
No, tell me what it is.
You don't know what it is?
You tell me, because I might have it something
else.
Well,
no, no, Anita, I'm not falling for that. You tell me what you think.
No, you've come up with it, so you explain to me.
No, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what a fascinator is, and you go, oh, yeah, I knew that.
No.
OK, a fascinator is one of those rings that you wear on your finger that changes colour depending on what mood you're in.
You see, when you say fascinator now, I never knew about the ring thing.
What did you think a fascinator was?
I didn't really know, actually, because they have so much things going around in the community, calling it this and calling it that you...
I was lying to you, Anita. I've, of course, just described a mood ring to you. A fascinator is like a hat that you wear at weddings, but it's not really a hat. You just clip it in your hair, and it's got, tassels and feathers and things coming off it.
No, but people keep calling different things. All right, then. You have the youth saying bad. In our time, when we say bad, we mean you've been naughty.
Yep.
But they think being bad mean good.
Well, Michael Jackson, bad. Well, both of those things in Jackson's case, possibly.
You see, so
wicked.
So you see where I'm coming
from? I tell you, it's like Butters, isn't it? Because Butters would be a selection of Utterly Butterly, St Ivel, but also means you're ugly.
Right.
You see?
All sorts of things. People keep changing.
Gay.
Yes,
queer.
All the rest of it. So
Anyway, what have you called in for, Anita?
But on your programme...
Yes.
But you keep hearing this. I keep hearing this word being used, and I say thank God for BBC because they are holding the flag still, when we have other channels who don't do it.
No.
Everybody keeps saying this is a Christian country.
What?
And the majority of people do not go to church.
Do you have to go to church to be a Christian?
Well, you can't be walking around saying you are a Christian. You know, this is a Christian country, like many people keep, and they blame. They say we're a Christian country. What is going on? Back in the Caribbean and America and Canada, people do go to church, and even on the television we have a lot of Christian programs.
Oh, yes.
Right, BBC do Songs of Praise. God bless them.
Songs of Praise, by the way, isn't a Christian programme anymore. It's been changed, I think, or it's going to be changed to be, I don't know if non-denominational, but it's going to be multi-faith.
Right.
Yeah, so that's gone. Highway's not on anymore with Harry Seacombe, God rest his soul.
But at least BBC was still holding the flag compared to the other channels that said they're there to save the community. You know?
So hang on, I'm confused, Anita. I'm hearing two things from you. One is that you're annoyed that people describe us as a Christian society when we're not. Two, you want the BBC, you want people to show more Christian programmes.
Oh yeah, because the Christian community do pay their TV licence like everybody else.
Yep.
So you know we have a right to have Christian programmes like everybody else.
Are there not? I don't know. Are there not Christian channels on the multi-channel things on the satellite and stuff?
I mean, right now they're doing one on a certain programme. What you don't have to pay for. But I mean, we pay our TV licence, so we should be catered for.
Well, I pay my TV licence, and I like karate films, but the BBC doesn't show any karate films. So I'm not being catered film.
Right, look at Christmas and look at Easter. And then Christmas and Easter has been hijacked by those who do not believe in God and don't go to church. But yet everybody's talking about we have to go out there and spend money for Christmas. And we have to be with the family. But I say...
That's not a new thing, though, is it? The commercialisation of Christmas.
Yeah, but it's gone over the top. And I really believe that people must try and spend as much time as you can with your family. Because tomorrow is not promised to nobody. Even today, the rest of the day is not promised to nobody.
That's very wise words.
To make their peace with their family. Forget about who said what and who did what. Try and make their peace with their family. Parents, children, grandchildren, everybody. Make your peace because nobody, you can't say sorry when the person has gone on.
Anita, are you sure you've never done a wee in a car park?
No, I haven't. And the next item I'd like to bring on to your attention as well, because you said you never had anything.
Kimberly, I'll be with you in an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you said you had nothing. I'd like to know who the councils are catering for when they have night brewers, because...
When they have what?
Night surgery.
Right.
They have it like 7 o'clock. And a lot of our senior folks are not going to come out after dark. I mean...
Well, why don't they go to daytime surgery?
They don't have it. The only counsellors I know that has a day surgery is Soho counsellors. But I know, and they do Saturday. So we got 3 counsellors, and it's like nobody's available one Saturday in a month.
Well, you can call up... Hang on a sec. Can't you can call up your... Don't counsellors have other jobs as well?
Yes, they do. But when they're running around saying, vote for me and I'll be there for you, this is why you got to be
quoting the lyrics to Friends.
That you will be available for them. It doesn't hurt if you're doing 4 surgeries in a month and one of them is in the day, one of them is in the weekend.
Anita, one final question. Are you sure you've never done a wee in a car park?
Yes, I'm positive. I am.
I'm in the phone booth, it's the one across the hall. If you don't answer, I'll just ring it off the wall. I know he's there, but I just try to call. Don't leave me hanging on the telephone. Don't leave me hanging on the telephone. I heard your mother, now she's going out the door. Did you go to work or just go to the store? All those things she said I told you to
Iain, you're right, says an anonymous texter. Get this, Kimberly. Boat people are arrogant. They're in this... I'm a bit windy, excuse me. They're in the same ilk as horse people sitting on their high horse. OK, listen. Right, OK, Kimberly.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sounds like you've smoked a lot. Good morning. Good morning to you. We're going to draw up a list of arrogant people today, Kimberly. So far, we have boat people.
Mm-hmm.
We have horse people.
Mm-hmm.
Arrogant. All of them arrogant.
Right.
Can you think of any arrogant people, Kimberly?
People who show dogs.
Oh, mate, you straight in there. Dog people.
No, not all of them. The ones that show them.
Dog people brackets showers.
Yeah.
OK. All right. 03453 009956. We're compiling a list of arrogant people this morning. Kimberly, you've not called in about arrogance, though.
No.
No.
You was on about hats.
Yep.
Wherever I go, I try and get a hat.
Hats off to hats. What do you mean? Wherever you go, you try and get a hat?
Yeah, or like abroad. I just like hats. I don't like wearing them.
Oh.
But I just like them. I've got a face. I've got an Australian cork hat, which my friend got me.
Classics.
I've got a sombrero from when I went to Mexico.
Yeah.
I've got a do-rag.
You got what?
A do-rag.
A what?
It's like what the West Indian people wear.
A do-rag?
Yeah.
Hang on, how do you spell do... I'm just going to guess. Do-rag.
And it's like...
Oh, yeah, I see.
They're like a satin hat.
I always thought that was called a dude-rag.
Oh, do-rag.
So that's like the kind of the tight thing that goes on your head and then it's got like a tail behind it. Imagine Snoop Dogg wearing one.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I'm looking at captain's hats on Amazon. Very, very... Now, do I go for a captain or do I go for an admiral? Very, very low quality on here.
So I got a bowler, top hat. I got loads.
If anyone knows where I can buy a decent captain's hat, 03453 009956. The ones on Amazon are very, very poor quality. Very poor. That's not going to trick anybody if I walk on board a boat, is it?
No.
Yeah, they're all like fancy dress ones. I want a decent one.
Okay.
So, but you never wear these, Kimberly?
No, I don't like anything on my head. I just like to look at them.
You don't like anything on your head?
No.
What, even hair?
Well, obviously my hair, but I don't like my head covered.
That's weird. I like my head because you know that people talk about the thinking cap. Let's put our thinking caps on. It's a true thing. It's because the pressure around your head stimulates the brain and aids creativity.
No.
Yeah.
I wear a beanie now and again if it's really, really cold.
Yeah.
But that's all.
Can I tell you, Kimberly? Mm-hmm. One of the sexiest things in the world.
What?
Beautiful young lady wearing a cowboy hat. and wearing a man's shirt. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Kim?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Ta-ra. Terry's in Albury. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning.
Where can I get a decent captain's hat from at this time of the day?
Captain's hat? I've got a sailor's hat. It's a black one with the two ribbons at the back.
Is it? Oh, no, I don't want...
It's not a sailor's hat, is it? I'm not sure.
No. I'm on this online site, it's Amazon.
Yeah.
And I've typed in captain's hat, OK? And it's brought up loads of fancy dress costumes. So, there is a child, dressed up as the Batman.
Yeah.
There is a child dressed up as Captain America.
Oh, how original.
There is there are some Spider-Man gloves.
Yeah.
And then next to that, there's a lady's sexy Captain's Treasure Caribbean pirate Halloween fancy dress. There's two sexy pirates.
Yeah.
And I mean sexy pirates.
Why don't you ring Captain Pugwash? He might get you one.
He was a cartoon character, Tez. That's not going to help.
I know. I've got a leather cowboy's hat.
Oh, there's a baby dressed up as Superman. Sorry?
I've got a leather cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah.
A bowler hat.
Yeah.
A top hat.
Yeah.
And trilbies.
Best hat in the world, a stovepipe.
Oh, no, I've got a Sherlock Holmes hat.
Oh!
A Sherlock Holmes one as well.
Do you release the flaps to protect your ears?
There's no flaps on it.
Well, it's not a Sherlock Holmes, mate. It's not a deer... It's
not a deer stalker, but it's... You know.
What? Well, hang on a minute. The Sherlock Holmes hat was a deer stalker.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. It's well, an old-type gentleman's one, then.
That's not a description of a hat.
OK, then it's not.
Sorry, Terry, I'm not allowing that. Stovepipes. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Terry, ever done a wee in a car park? Like an NCP or an underground car park?
No.
Oh, come on. I mentioned the other day that, listen, I have a very weak bladder, Terry, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, and I'm going to stand up for all men with weak bladders. I have to stand up, otherwise the pressure of the belt on my chest, my stomach makes me want to urinate. But if I do a long journey of, let's say, 50 minutes,
yes,
by the end of that journey, I need to relieve myself.
Well, you can get... I've never used them, but, I do tend to pee a lot because I've got prostate cancer.
Prostrate or prostate?
Prostate.
Yes.
But they gave me some of them sort of nappy things.
What?
You could wear one of them.
I'm not against the nappy thing.
Yeah.
Mainly because I know our space heroes used to wear them when they went to space.
Yeah.
And so did my sons when they were babies. I'm not against it, but I'm not quite there yet, because when I get to a car park, an NCP or an underground car park, I park up with the front of the car facing the wall, very important. I open the bonnet, I lift up the bonnet, I go round to the boot of the car. I get out the bottle of stuff the screen wash.
Yeah.
I go round to the front. I do all of this. I undo the bottle of screen wash. I pretend I'm emptying the screen wash into the screen wash compartment, but really I'm doing a wee-wee on the floor.
Well, I don't know. I mean, somebody might correct me. I apologise if I'm wrong. But I think it is legal for lorry drivers to wheel up against the wheel.
Incorrect.
I don't know.
Incorrect. It's cab drivers. It's black cab drivers that can pee against the rear driver's side, I think.
Yeah.
And here's something. Pregnant women are allowed to have a wee-wee in a policeman's helmet. That is true.
I wouldn't wee on his helmet. I'd wee all over his head.
Now, come on. Let's not turn this into an anti-authoritarian rant.
No. Talking about heads, why don't you go to Nicky Clark's? You've only a couple of yards and you're there.
Well, yeah. Well, I know I'm going to go and see my woman, Jo. Jo is my regular hair. When I choose a hairdresser, Terry.
Yes.
I choose them for life. I'm not one of these people that can go into one barber's, then go to a hairdresser. I've got to trust that person implicitly. They're dealing with the image.
Yes, go to the same one.
They're dealing with the image.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Tez?
There was, but were you talking about films last week with transvestites in?
I don't think I was talking about films with transvestites in, but I'm always happy to stand up for our transgender friends.
Oh, you want to watch Kinky Boots? It's brilliant.
Really?
Yeah. And the one you want to watch, it's very heavy, and it may not be your sort of film. Oh. It's brilliant. It's called Bent. And Mick Jagger plays a transvestite called Greta.
Hang on a minute. Bent?
Bent. B-E-N-T.
Any film... Oh, here we go. Mick Jagger, drag queen in Bent. Any film with Mick Jagger in always makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. A 1997 British-Japanese film?
Yes.
Is it any good?
I haven't seen that.
Well, hang on a minute. You just told me to watch it. You've just recommended
a film.
I
thought you meant the Japanese. Well,
what? I wasn't asking you to recommend a race.
The storyline is not to your taste. It's about
gay men during the Holocaust.
Well, yeah, and they go to prison, and one denies his homosexuality, and the other one wears a pink triangle.
There's Jagger dressed up. He looks good.
Yeah, he's fabulous in this. He's coming down on the...
on the moon.
On the moon, yeah.
Well, Terry, thank you very much for that. I probably won't get around to watching that film, but it's always good to know that films exist. 03453 009956. Michael's in Northfield. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning to you.
What you got for us, boss?
A little earlier on, there was some speculation and criticism about the way you speak.
Yes.
I just turned in. I just tuned in at that time, and I thought it was an actor. I thought you were an actor called Mark Jenkins, who's in a program called The Hotel on television every week. I don't know whether you watch it.
Hang on a minute.
It's about a man in Torquay who had a hotel and went bankrupt, and now he's an entertainment manager at another hotel. Oh. This is the second series.
Oh no! Hang on. He's not an actor. He's a real man. That's a documentary.
Well, no.
Yes.
It's not a documentary because every week he's trying to find out different things he can do to get money in.
Yeah, I know. Michael, I know I've interviewed the man. It's a fly-on-the-wall documentary series.
Well, you surprise me.
You surprised me, sir.
Well, you really do surprise me.
Did you think I was him? Because he's a bit of a plum, that guy, isn't he?
Yes, he is, actually. and I never know how old he is. You get a close-up on his face, he's a lot older than he looks.
I'm going to say he's about 62. He's got a kind of a mullet. He's got a very old-fashioned haircut, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's right, yes. It's an intriguing programme, but I didn't realise it was a documentary, and I'm sure I couldn't agree with you there.
No, honestly, it's the hotel. The hotel is. I'm reading this from the internet now. The hotel is a fly-on-the-wall British television documentary series, which has run for 4 series. It's narrated by Hugh Bonneville. And it's Mark Jenkins appears in the show as the entertainment manager. It's a.
Well, you surprise me. Live and learn.
Michael, it's lovely to talk to you. Thank you. Oh, I wish I lived in a world where I thought the hotel... I didn't know it was still going. I used to love the first series. I thought it had stopped. Well, I wish I lived in a world where the hotel was a drama series. So I'm watching a drama, and then I find out halfway through it, it's actually real. 03453 009956. We've come in, producer Joe and myself, armed with nothing except for our tongues. Make of that what you will. So far, we're discussing the pros and indeed the cons of having a wee in a car park. Everyone here seems disgusted by the fact that I do it. I make no bones about it. Why do you think car park smells of wee-wee? Because I'm parking there, that's why. We're also asking, what have you lost? Your remote-controlled stories, and we're trying to come up with a list of arrogant people. So far, we have boat people, horse people, dog people, bracket, showers. Simon's in Kings Winford. Good morning, Simon.
Good morning, Ian.
You've come to add to the list of the arrogant. Who, please?
Yeah.
Who?
Cyclists.
Now, listen, Simon. I've got to sit on the fence here, but I'll be sitting on that fence agreeing with you. Yes.
Exactly. Yes, I know you will.
Yes.
I mean, they're there on the morning when I'm trying to get to work.
Yeah.
You know, there's 30 cars behind them, and they're just swaggering along on their way, holding everybody up. They don't have to pay to go on the roads or nothing. They swerve to avoid the drains and manholes, and oh dear.
Well,
Put them in a velodrome.
hang on. In their defence...
There's no defence. They shouldn't be on the road.
In their defence, they kind of have to swerve to move the potholes and the manholes. Otherwise, I don't know, they might be tossed from their bikes.
Well, that's not a bad thing. They shouldn't be on the road. They go and buy a mountain bike and go and scramble around fields or, woodlands, or go and buy a racing bike or something like that, and go to a cycling club on a velodrome. But it was on this morning that this big Birmingham bike or something, wasn't it? About they're going to start putting more cycle lanes in Birmingham. The council are going to give people free push bikes to get round.
You can't send them to a velodrome. How are they going to? A, how are they going to get there? They'll want to cycle, and B, how will they get to work?
They could use a bus, they could use a car, they could walk. They don't need to block the roads up on these stupid little 2-foot wide things that hold everybody up. They pay nothing. They don't pay nothing towards the roads. We've got road tax, we've got insurance, we've got petrol, and these stupid people in these little lycra-clad trousers, showing their knobbly knees, cycling along the road. Eh?
I wondered where you were going with knobbly knees. I'm glad you
knobbly
came.
knees, yeah, and their little backsides wiggling around in front of you.
Teasing you, aren't they, Simon? They're teasing you.
No, it's great stuff because I've got a rolled-up newspaper, and when I have a passenger with me, I say, open the window and slap that backside. Get them off the road. They don't belong on the road, and that's it.
Thank you, Simon. I haven't been that angry for years. We don't encourage any bum slapping of cyclists. I know it's tempting. And how many times have you eyed up, a cyclist bum and thought, quaw, and then gone past and it's a bloke? Still, a bum's a bum. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for that. Oh, that's made me chuckle. Maybe, cyclists, maybe you want to come on and defend yourselves there. Caller saying you should all go and either cycle over dirt tracks or in a velodrome. Oh, let's get the travel news. Here's Liz.
Thanks, Ian. The M6 going north. You've still got that lane closed as you try and get onto the M6 at junction 10. The A454 Wolverhampton-Walsall junction. A lorry has broken down there. It's stranded on the slip road as you join the motorway. But traffic seems to be squeezing by without too much of an issue. It's not looking too bad on the main routes in and out of Birmingham. Hagley Road seems to be all right around Wolverhampton. Waterloo Road is looking OK as well. Just be mindful, there has been fresh snowfall overnight. It does mean that many routes looking a little bit treacherous or slushy, or one or two icy patches as well. So just have a little care as you drive around this morning. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel 0330 123 3550.
This Sunday, a comedy special. Hear archive interviews from Paul Shane and Dave Spikey.
You get friends going, you know what, you're really funny, you should be a comedian. And you're going like, you know what, you're right, I'm hilarious, me.
Plus, laughs with Tommy Cooper and Bob Monkhouse.
I was a very lonely child. I played on the seesaw. I used to have to jump from one end to the other.
Ed Doolan on a Sunday.
This Sunday from midday on BBC WM 95.6.
Where you belong, so wipe the tears from your eyes. Girl,
So we're compiling a list of the arrogant. And if if you're arrogant enough to suggest yourself for it, 03453 00 9956. We had someone suggest horse people. Horse people. Well, Jackie has texted in 81333, starting the text WN. Iain, I own a horse. I'm far from being arrogant. I just expect politeness on the roads. Now, Jackie has unusually put in brackets what her job is. Jackie's a bus driver, Malcolm.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I don't know if you know my thoughts on bus drivers.
No. Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I was going to say, aye, Captain.
Yeah, aye, Captain Bourneville. I think, and I nearly said this earlier, and I thought it would be unfair, but fate is prodding me in the ribs. I think that bus drivers are arrogant, and she's a bus driving horse person. So that's a double whammy. That's a double-edged sword. That's a pointy stick pointed at both ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Well, listen.
Malcolm's come here to suck the life out of me. Yes, Malcolm.
Yeah, now look.
Steady.
I phoned up about 9 o'clock. You was talking about you didn't know what to talk about.
That's
so
correct.
I thought...
Bring it on.
I thought, well, I might try and get tongues wagging a bit by... Because people keep talking about the potholes in the roads and this weather, so why don't we talk about the terrible pavements, especially in this weather, where us old folk come along, we trip over the pavements and fall into the potholes on the roads. And then A&E is then overcrowded, isn't it, with us old folk? You see what I mean? We need to be talking about these things. I just thought it might be a talking point.
You always get, when the weather gets icy, OK?
Yeah.
You always get pictures of someone mid-fall, where their foot's up in the air and they're going backwards. Now, what that means is there are photographers who know where it's slippery, and they're just stood there waiting for someone.
Yeah.
So instead of saying, hey, look out, mate, excuse me, love, that's a bit slippery there, they're going, yeah, go on. Yeah, we go. Click, 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 click. That's what they're doing.
Aye.
The BBC did it once. I remember a couple of years ago watching a BBC News report where they'd set up a camera at the end of a high street and were filming people falling over. We're the BBC. We should have gone and put some grit down and warned people not to do it.
That's it.
That passes as entertainment these days, Malcolm.
Oh, no. Well, what they want to do, besides gritting the roads and all that, they want to come and grit the pavements as well.
Don't they? The thing about gritted roads is, makes my car very, very dirty.
But
I'm very dirty. I had to keep spraying my windows about every 5 minutes the other day on the M1.
I know. Well, when you're talking about buses, sometimes you go on the bus and you can't see out the flaming windows, only the front one. What the driver looks out of.
As long as the driver can see, Malcolm, that's all I'm concerned about.
Captain,
Malcolm, say hello to Mohammed.
Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Malcolm?
I'm all right, mate. Not too bad. Just getting on. Hoping we haven't got to attend A&E today.
Me too. I've been out this morning. It's terrible.
Oh dear. I don't know. What's he on about then?
I was the same as you, I thought he's been a little bit timid this morning. I thought he was getting going then when you had to go, about the pavements and that. Well, I was going to bring up something else, like, on the news this morning. They're on about them two not Israelis, them two Australians who are going to be executed in Malaysia. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I ain't heard nothing about that.
Well, I think they should execute them.
I ain't heard nothing. What's that for then?
Drug trafficking.
Oh, well, yes, that's it then.
Yeah.
Oh, crikey, that's the place.
I don't feel sorry for them, do you?
No, I blooming don't. I blooming don't, mate.
We're on the same wavelength.
Oh, God,
Great.
Crikey, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen too many people dying of drugs.
Yeah,
well, this
is it. They know what they're doing. If they know what they're doing, then that's it. That's their own silly fault, isn't it?
They're only going over there to put money in the pockets.
That's it, of course it is. Exactly. Especially Malaysia, that's a bloody stupid place to, because they're very strict there.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They just executed a couple of days ago.
I know.
And the Australian government want these two to be saved. Why should they be?
Oh, the Aussies, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. Oh, well. Well, good day, you know.
They should have stayed on Bondi Beach.
Well, that's it. I expect Iain would have been there with him on the beach.
You think we ought to let Iain back in?
with his captain's hat on. On a surfboard, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's covered my topic anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the scarf, I was going to talk about the scarf. I can teach him to put a Muslim scarf on if he likes.
Again, that's it. Go on then. Yeah.
Why can't what's the fault? I always get the niqab and all. What's the one, Mohammed, where it's the women and all you can see are their eyes?
The niqab.
Right. Why can't blokes wear that? Because sometimes there are some days. I've been a bit depressed this week, Mohammed.
I still do.
Well,
we used to wear the balaclava when we was kids. That's almost
but listen,
similar,
I've been this week, Mohammed and Malcolm. I've been a bit depressed. Okay, I spent a lot of time in bed feeling sorry for myself, right? But I had to go out at some points. No, I did. It felt terrible. I've had to go out at certain points to do things. Okay, but I didn't want people looking at me. So I would have loved to have worn a niqab. So people can see me, but they don't know who I am. They don't know what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. It's not fair, is it?
I'm going to the shops today. I'll get you one.
Hey, that'd be awesome, mate. Thank you very much indeed.
Going back to the corner where I first saw you. Gonna camp in my sleeping bag, I'm not gonna move. Got some words on cardboard, got your picture in my hand, saying, if you see this girl, can you tell her where I am? Some try to hand me money, but they don't understand. I'm not broke, I'm just a broken-hearted man. I know it makes no sense, but what else can I do? And how can I move on when I'm still in love with you? 'Cause if one day you wake up and find that you're missing me, and your heart starts to wonder where on this earth I could be, thinking maybe you'll come back here to the place that made me, and you'll see me waiting for you on the corner of the street. So I'm not moving, I'm not moving. Policeman says, son, you can't stay here. I said, someone I'm waiting for, if it's a day, a month, a year. Gotta stand my ground, even if it rains or snows. If she changes her mind, this is the first place she will go. 'Cause if one day you wake up and find that you're missing me, and your heart starts to wonder where on this earth I could be, thinking maybe you'll come back here to the place that made me, and you'll see me waiting for you on the corner of the street. I'm not moving, I'm not moving, I'm not moving, I'm not moving. People talk about the guy who's waiting on a girl. Oh, there are no holes in his shoes, but a big hole in his world. And maybe I'll get famous as the man who can't be moved. And maybe you want me to, but you see me on the news, and you'll come running to the corner, 'cause you know it's just for you. I'm the man who can't be moved. I'm the man who can't be moved. 'Cause if one day you wake up and find that you're missing me, and your heart starts to wonder where on earth I could be, thinking maybe you'll come back here to the place that we meet, and you'll see me waiting for you on the corner of the street. 'Cause if one day you wake up and you're missing me,
So, arrogant people, hats. What have you lost? Remote control stories. having a wee-wee in car parks. Oh, yeah, and according to Stephen Fry, God is a cruel idiot. Anyone, guys?
Can't pin my sleeping bag, I'm not gonna move.
03453 009956 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Arrogant people. Vegetarians. Do you know what? I'm not going to put that on. I'll say vegans. Vegans are very arrogant people. Iain, tell that car driver they don't have to look out for bikes, we have to look out for them. OK. And Iain, your caller's saying about old folk tripping up and falling into the potholes in the road. It's not a bad thing. It's one way of filling the potholes. Oh, Simon, please. Play fair. 03453 009956. Now is an excellent time to give us a call. In it.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
It's 10 o'clock exactly. Let's get the news. Here's Nicole Pullman.
A chemical weapons expert working for ISIS is reported to have died in a coalition airstrike in Iraq. The US military says the death of the man named as Abu Malik would significantly disrupt the ability of ISIS to develop chemical warfare. The army is setting up a new unit to influence local populations' attitudes and behaviour through social media such as Facebook and Twitter. As well as disrupting enemy messages, 77 Brigade will use psychological operations to try to win hearts and minds. Simon Bergman is a former officer who was involved in psychological operations in the Balkans, Afghanistan and Iraq.
It's about the army for the future and bringing together units that have got similar activities. For example, 77 Brigade will have a large component of civil affairs soldiers that will be operating in populations, working with them, achieving military effects and a broader effect, all government effects, because as we know from Afghanistan, the military doesn't work in isolation. It works as a component of government.
A man who used the internet to find out how to rob a bank is starting an 11-year jail sentence. 38-year-old Gregory Dyke carried out raids across the country before he was arrested in Rowley Regis shortly after robbing another bank in April last year. Police later found he'd downloaded how-to guides on bank robberies. DC Darren Brown from West Midlands Police said Dyke's sentence was reduced because of mitigating circumstances.
Yeah, he would have had 17 years. He obviously reduced for his early guilty pleas and the fact that he had never committed any offences before, and it was reduced to 11 years. So, yeah, he's behind bars and serving his time at Her Majesty's pleasure.
£24 million is being spent by Birmingham City Council to encourage cycling. New cycle lanes will be established and they're giving away 3,000 new bikes. Councillor Lisa Trickett is Birmingham's cabinet member for a green, smart and sustainable city.
We have a real problem in this city with people being overweight, people not being fit, people having heart issues. Cycling as part of your everyday activity can really, really help you address some of those health issues. The other issue is that if you can actually make cycling part of your everyday form of transport, it will actually address some of the gridlock issues we have in the city and will actually help us be a more mobile city.
1 million taxpayers still need to submit a self-assessment tax return by tonight's deadline for the last financial year. They risk a fine of £100 if they miss the deadline for online returns. The weather, wintry showers today, turning drier as the day goes on. Windy, though, throughout, with a top temperature of 5 Celsius, 41 Fahrenheit. Dry with clear spells tonight, but very cold and frosty. The temperature's going right down tonight to minus 3 Celsius, 27 Fahrenheit. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
The Voice. The Voice.
The Voice.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
You should take in other religions and treat them as you would want to be treated yourself.
We are even more intelligent. They treated me with the utmost respect.
Iain Lee, Saturdays
9 till 12.
BBC WM 95.6.
I mean, he Googled how to rob a bank? Are you kidding me? This guy is a genius. We shouldn't be putting him in prison. We should be sending him to schools to teach IT, shouldn't we? Flippin' heck. We can throw that into the mix. What have you learnt from the internet? Oh, actually, I quite like that one, yeah. 03453 009956. A fella learnt how to rob banks by Googling, how do I rob banks? What have you learnt from the internet, dear listener? 03453 009956. We're also talking about having a wee in a car park, arrogant people, your remote control stories. What have you Oh, to be honest, anything you fancy.
Have your say. Across the West Midlands, call
03453
009956.
BBC WM 95.6.
For the first, and let's be honest, not the last time, producer Joe and myself what on earth are you doing, Joe?
You've requested
Yes.
a tape measure.
No, well...
Yes, you have.
No, the request was, how do you measure someone's head? How do you know what size your head is?
Yeah, and then you said, do you have a tape measure?
Well...
And then you went, I said, no, not on me. And you said, oh. So what am I doing?
Well, I don't know.
The goodness of my heart.
I don't know what you're doing.
I am printing you out a tape measure.
But how
measure your bonds.
But the thing is, how do you know that tape measure is to scale? Because you can make things bigger and smaller when you print them. But do you know what I'm saying?
No, it's a printable measuring tape.
That is ridiculous. This is okay. Well, this ties in with the fella who robbed a bank. What have you learnt from the internet? Well, we will be learning from the internet how big my head is. Oh, did you hear that? The bank robber.
We know how big your head is.
Thank you very much indeed. The bank robber that robbed a bank, he learnt how to do it by asking Jeeves, how do I rob a bank? I think that's brilliant. 03453 009956. Jarvis.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jarvis. You know heads?
Yeah.
You know head measurements for hats?
Yeah.
What are they measured in? Is it inches? Is it centimetres? Do they have special sizes, like shoes?
As a youth, they were measured in inches.
And
I don't know what they're measured in now, but
so it's not because with shoes you get like size 10, size 6, size 12, don't you? So and that doesn't really relate to anything apart from, I think, bushels of corn.
I haven't got the focus.
You haven't got the what?
I don't know what.
He said foggiest.
I don't know how they're measured.
He said foggiest, guys. Don't worry.
So, what I was asking
how big is your head, Jarvis?
As big as it needed to be, I don't know.
That's man, listen, you're like Buddha or Confucius. How big is your head? My head is as big as it needs to be. Wowzers. Thank you, man. What you got for us, Jar?
You were on about weighing in the car park.
Yep, love it.
No, I can't say that I have done. However, why don't you get yourself a bottle?
Sorry?
Why don't you get yourself a bottle of some sort that you can use in a car, save having to be in a car park?
You some kind of deviant, Jarvis?
No.
You some kind of pervert?
No. You said you read. You was describing what you do to have a wee.
Yeah.
And even if you did the same thing but read in a bottle, then you could dispose of the bottle.
But then it means I've got a bottle of wee in my car. I can't think of anything more disgusting.
But you're leaving your wee in the car park for some poor bugger step upon all in here to say.
But we all know, listen, Jarvis, we know when we go into a car park, we know the risks. We know there is a very, very strong chance of us standing on something unpleasant. It's a car park.
It don't have to be.
It's a car park.
It's a car park, not a wee park. So you can start with leading an example of where you...
There's your trail. There's your trail, guys.
I'm not going to be in a car park.
There's your trail. Jarvis saying it's a car park, not a wee park. I very nearly once weed in a bottle in my car while I was driving, Jarvis. Because I was so desperate. You know when you're desperate and you're sweating?
Yeah.
And I had a big bottle of water and it was about a third full, right? And I was stuck in traffic, couldn't move, couldn't get out, couldn't do anything. And so I thought, I'm going to have to wee in this bottle. So what I had to do first of all was I had to drink the rest of the water in the bottle. This is true. I had to drink the rest of the water in the bottle so that it was empty.
Don't just throw the water out the window. No one's going to come flip and throw water out the window.
No, listen, mate. If you saw someone chucking bottle out of a window... Chucking water out of a window and then putting their coat over their lap. You'd know exactly what they were up to.
So that person might have done it themselves.
So I dragged the water, right? And then I've got my coat over my lap. Oh, this is awful. This is in London. It's not even on a motorway. It's in London. I've got my coat over my lap, and I pull my trousers down to just above my knee, right? And I'm going to use medical language. I got my winky, and I aimed it. I put it was in the bottle. And just as I was about to go, and I was feeling so humiliated, Jarvis, so humiliated. There was a break in the traffic. I managed to pull over to the side, and I went and had a wee behind a bus stop. But Jarvis, listen, you've uttered two of the wisest things I've ever heard. How big is your head? As big as it needs to be. And it's a car park. It's not a wee park. 03453 009956. This is Iain Lee, dragging BBC WM 95.6 as low as I can take it.
They put a parking lot on a piece of land where the supermarket used to stand. Before that they put up a bowling alley on the site that used to be the local pally. That's where the big bands used to come and play. My sister went there on a Saturday. Come dancing, all her boyfriends used to come and call. Why not come dancing? It's only natural. Another Saturday, another date. She would be ready, but she'd always make him wait. In the hallway, in anticipation. He didn't know the night would end up in frustration. He'd end up blowing all his wages for the week, or for a cuddle and a peck on the cheek. Come dancing, that's how they did it when I was just a kid. And when they said come dancing, my sister always did. Sister should have come in at midnight, and my mom would always sit up and wait. It always ended up in a big row when my sister used to get home late. Out of my window I could see them in the moonlight, two silhouettes saying goodnight by the garden gate. The day they knocked down the pally, my sister stood and cried. The day they knocked down the pally, while my childhood died, just died. There's a car park where the pally used to stand. My sister's married and she lives on an estate. Her daughters go out, now it's her turn to wait. She knows they get away with things she never could. But if I asked her, I wonder if she would. Come dancing, come on sister, have yourself a ball. Don't be afraid to come dancing, it's only natural.
Boom shakalaka. Good morning, Nora.
Good morning.
Let's all go down to North London, Muswell Hill. Let's knock on every door until we find Mr. Ray Davis. We'll measure that in a little bit, Joe. We'll do that in a little bit. I've got what do they call it? A measurement cord, a tape measure. I forgot the words. Joe has made me a tape measure, Nora, to measure my heed.
No.
No, she has.
I worked in a hat factory.
Oh, yeah.
And the hats were what they call, when they were felted, they were blocked.
What?
Onto different size blocks. And it started from 6.5, 6 3/4, 7, 7 1/4,
Yep.
7 1/2, 7 3/4, 8. And I think the highest it went was 8 1/2.
What? Now, is that inches or is that a size? Is that a size like a shoe size?
For the hats, yes.
So it's like a shoe size, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do with a tape measure?
When the hats were felted, they were put onto blocks.
Yes.
And steamed and pulled into the size that they had to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So were you I'm trying to think of the word
I worked in
a milliner.
In the mill. That was where the hats were started from all the.
So Joe has just spent. Producer Joe has just spent.
All the sheep wool.
Okay. Yep.
And I went in the packing where you packed all the hats in.
In the what?
And you started from whichever size they wanted.
Okay.
And
so
they were sent out.
What you're basically saying, Nora, is that producer Joe, who, let's be honest, you pay her wages with your TV licence, has spent the last 45 minutes making a tape measure for no reason whatsoever.
Well, I suppose you could do it that way, but it weren't done that way in the factory.
Gosh, thanks, Nora. What's the best hat you ever made?
We used to make fezzes. That's for the Australian. For the police.
For the Australian. Did you ever make a stovepipe hat? I love a good stovepipe.
No, we made the Anthony Eden hats.
Oh, hang on a minute, because we go back to the Kinks. There's a song called "He's bought a hat like Princess Marina." She's bought a hat like Princess Marina, and then the next verse is "He's bought a hat like Anthony Eden." What's an Anthony Eden hat?
That is a special hat made.
Anthony
Our
Eden
factory.
hat. Oh, look at that! Is a beautiful hat, isn't it? It's like a Homburg.
Yes, Homburg. Yes, so we made
Bar Homburg.
hats and trilbys.
Did you ever did you actually make Anthony Eden's hat?
Yes.
You made it?
Well, not me, but...
Oh. Here's the question. Who is Anthony? He was an actor, wasn't he? No, he's a politician.
Yes.
Yes. Got there in the end.
Yes, he had his own hat made.
Wow, listen, Nora, I could sit and talk hats all day. Unfortunately, Liz is waiting. Liz, you interrupted the hat talk. This had better be good, Trav.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'll try. I can tell you Anthony Eden was also an unelected Prime Minister, but there you go.
You're still sucking the life out of the hat conversation. But never mind, you're going to breathe life into the road and rail convo.
I am indeed. They're looking quite good, actually, in terms of breathing. Moving quite well on the whole. The M6 looking better. That lorry which broke down on the slip road getting onto the motorway at Junction 10, that's been shifted out of the way, and Wolverhampton and Walsall turn, so it's all looking fine around there. It's a bit heavy going through Handsworth on Soho Road, the A41, as you head in and out of town. Making your way along Hagley Road is looking all right at the moment. Wolves fans are heading to Bolton. The M6 going north towards the M62 and the M61 looking okay. You've had rather a lot of snowfall overnight generally, certainly around parts of the West Midlands, but also further north as well. So just be mindful of the conditions and allow a bit of extra time for your journey. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel 0330 123 3550.
The West Midlands' biggest football phone-in.
Good evening, Mr. Smith. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Adrian. You okay?
You know, the atmosphere was brilliant. It was a brilliant night.
Let's just get the verdict, the thoughts from Steve Froggatt, former Villa and Wolves winger.
There's got to come a time Scott Sinclair where he has to find that club where he settles.
Happy you've got Callum McManaman?
I'm relieved because I was getting a bit concerned.
I don't think Sacco is a Premier League player.
The West Midlands' biggest football phone-in.
What do you think Gary Rowe's thoughts are? Because I would have played them against the Albion.
I can't understand why they just don't play the strongest team. If Dicker had played, we'd have won the game.
Have your say with the legends. Weeknights from 6.
BBC WM
95.6.
What? Steve!
Good morning, Ian.
Guten Morgen, mein Herr. Hast du Geschwister?
Guten Morgen, wie geht's?
Ja, ich bin 13 Jahre alt. Ja!
Das ist sehr gut, mein friend.
Ja, das ist einfach
right.
klasse.
I've
Be
got a
careful when you say
problem.
that. Yes.
This time of year, it causes me such a problem.
Are you a sad case?
I'm not. Well, some people would say I'm a sad case. If you're asking, do I suffer from the sad
seasonally affected disorder? That's what I was asking. Yes.
No.
Okay.
I'm a sad case with regard to other things.
Yeah.
But,
Do you buy that? By the way, do you buy that sad stuff where you got? Oh yeah, in winter I get miserable, and so what I need to do is I need to look into a bright light. I mean, oh really? I get miserable in winter. It's winter. We're designed to be miserable and sluggish in winter.
Well, we are, but I go to Norway on a few occasions, and when you go there, you wake up in the morning and it's dark, and you go to bed and it's dark, and it's always dark in the winter. Then you can appreciate it.
So you're saying the Norwegians are sad sacks? No one says sad sack enough, do they?
Anything but that. Anyway, you're going off the track.
Sorry,
My
Steve.
issue is that I wake up in the morning, I go out to the car, I put the engine on, I stand there, and I stand there shaking because I don't know, well, probably because it's cold, but I don't know, do I scrape from the top or do I scrape from the bottom?
You spray. Why don't you do what I do and turn the engine on, turn the heating on full blast, and then spray this blue, disgusting liquid that stings your skin if it touches you, that costs £3.49 a bottle in petrol stations, and then sit in the car?
Because that blue, disgusting liquid stings my skin, and that would cause me more anxiety.
Put your gloves on, then.
I wear my gloves and I scrape, but when I scrape the top, all the snow falls to the bottom. When I scrape the bottom, I can see it melting, and I don't know. Do you start from the top or do you start from the
top? You start from the top, but you scrape across. So you don't scrape up and down.
What, horizontal? You do horizontal, not vertical?
Yeah. Of course.
No. You get more snow off if you scrape vertical.
But you don't have any of these problems that you're talking about if you scrape horizontal.
No, well, I've tried it, but you get more off if you go vertical, and I've started from the top, and if you start from the bottom, it all comes down.
Well, then why would you even... Well, Steve, right, hang on a second. Can we finish the... What time does Daz reckon he could start the show? Because I need to jump in my car, drive to Solihull, and give Steve a boot right up his bum. Why would you even bother doing it from the bottom?
Well, why from the bottom? Because when you've got the engine on, the engine warms the windscreen and it starts melting it from the bottom. When it's melting it from the bottom, it's easier and it's lifted up a little bit.
Do you have a proper scrape? Here we go. This is the rest of the show. What do you use to scrape your windows with? I don't. Actually, I do have a proper scraper now, but I can never find it. So, I've used David Cassidy CD cases, 3D glasses from the cinema, various...
You just said you don't use a scraper, you use your £3.27 from...
£3.49. I've only recently bought this, okay? So it's only a recent addition. I would rather not scrape because I never know where my gloves are, and so my fingers are virtually bleeding by the end of it. It's virtual bleeding as opposed to real bleeding.
Right, so you know where you've scraped because the blood would be in the snow or the ice, so you won't go over the
various kids' toys. Never use a credit card because if that snaps, you're in very, very serious trouble. 3D glasses don't really work. No, Steve.
You've already said about this disgusting liquid that you use.
Hang on a second. Say hello to Terry.
From downstairs.
Who did you say, Terry?
Terry. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You want to speak to Terry?
Oh, to speak to whoever wants to talk to me at this time.
Oh, well, it's Terry at the moment.
Hello. Hello. It's Ian's just put me through to yourself.
Oh, well, I don't know who you are. He was all as I phoned in for.
Is that Terry? Is that Terry the chap from Perry Bar?
No, I'm from Cosley.
Cosley? Oh, OK then. So how do you scrape your car windscreen?
Well, I ain't coming about scraping cars. I actually come on about... He was asking about arrogant people. And I was going to say he was the most arrogant person that I've heard in years.
He's probably about the third arrogant, not the most arrogant. But without Ian, what else would we do on a Saturday morning and a Friday afternoon?
He probably didn't. He probably put me out to you because he hadn't got the nerve to stand up for himself. That's what you arrogant people usually do.
I can't see Ian doing that.
Oh,
Ian's quite
that's
clever,
what arrogant
actually.
people usually do. I haven't found it to speak to you, babe. I've got nothing against you, but I've spoken to...
Are you a Wolves... Hang on. You're from Colsley way. Are you a Wolves or a West Brom fan?
No, I come from almost in Dudley, where I come from.
What? No. Are you a Wolves or a West Brom fan?
Well, I ain't really a footballing fan, you know. I mean, boxing.
Don't you think it's rather smart of Ian, the fact that he's getting paid all this money, he's sitting there, he's acting like a catalyst in life, and he's got you and I talking to each other, and he's there with his feet up, eating his donuts and drinking his coffee.
Yeah, that's what arrogant people do, you know. I mean, I just asked to speak to him, and they said they'd put me through to him, you know, the guy that runs the show.
I know, but wouldn't you rather speak to me?
Well, I would, yes, but I'd just like to tell him face to face what I thought of him. He was asking about arrogant people, and I just...
I know, but it's not really face to face when you are X number of miles away from him.
Oh, I can still get in my car and come out to the mailbox. That's no problem. Don't worry about that.
Why don't we do something awfully English? Why don't we talk about the weather? Have you got snow where you are?
Yeah, we've got snow where we are, yeah.
How many inches have you got over there?
Oh, it's only it's all nearly all melted now. It's just a bit of slush, you know.
No, I just wanted to know if you had male inches or female inches of snow, because we had 2 inches.
No, just a scrape, in fact.
Je veux et je viens entre tes bras. Je vais et je viens entre tes...
What's your beef, Terry?
Sorry?
What's your beef?
I ain't got a beef, babe. You asked a question and I'm answering it for you.
Go on then, what's your answer?
You said arrogant people.
Yep.
Have you known many? I've known a few, but I think you're one of the most arrogant people I've ever heard speak. You really are arrogant.
Let's read the list as it stands so far, shall we, Terry?
Yeah.
Boat people, horse people, dog people (brackets showers), cyclists, bus drivers, vegans, and me.
I'm a vegan.
Well, then you're on the list. You're next to me on the list, Terry.
Well, I'm certainly not. I certainly hope I ain't arrogant.
You're a vegan.
I'm a vegan, yes.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry?
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd have the nerve to talk to me very long, babe, to be honest.
Well, what else have you got to... You can stay on the show if you want. What else do you want to say, Terry?
Well, what I wanted to say was, you behaved when you was running Churchill down yesterday. I thought it was terrible.
Oh, here we go. We can do this. In what way was I running Churchill
You were
down?
saying he was a drinker and a smoker.
He was a drinker. He was an alcoholic, Terry.
Well, that's it. In his own... what he did beyond the scenes was his business.
No, but it's not running it... No. It's not running him down. Listen, I'm fully aware of...
You was running him down. You don't think so, but I do.
Terry, well, you're wrong. I'm fully aware of all of the achievements that Winston Churchill did. A man alive. I'm speaking English because of the man. Of course I respect that.
You would have been speaking
yesterday. No, exactly. He was brilliant. Yes.
Well, you didn't say that yesterday, babe, did you?
Stop
you
calling me babe.
You kept saying...
What is this, babe?
That's what you kept saying. Why, 50 years...
No, I didn't.
That's what you was...
No.
You was.
Terry, if you let me explain, I'll tell you what I said. I said, and I still don't understand it. I understand why we were commemorating the 50th anniversary of his death. Hello. I don't understand why, and if anyone can tell me this, 03453 009956. I don't understand why we're commemorating the 50th anniversary of his funeral, because we never, in this society, commemorate the funeral. We always commemorate the death, and it just seemed odd that we were doing that. And I was pointing out a fact that he was a smoker and he was an alcoholic.
That's not your business. That's his business beyond the scenes.
Terry,
I mean, you're probably a smoker and a drinker, but nobody didn't keep going on talking about you.
I'm neither of those things anymore because I liked them both too much.
Yeah, I mean, he's an hero. He was an hero, and if we want to make a fuss of an hero, then we should be able to without somebody, an arrogant person like you, running him down.
Terry, it's not as if... It's not as if I'm saying, hey, you know Steve who lives next door? He's a bit of a boozer. I'm not saying that. It's an historical fact and I think adds to the intrigue and the mystery of the gentleman that despite all of his achievements, he was an alcoholic. And I actually think that's quite...
You tell me whether he was an alcoholic or a gymnastic, what he was, what he did for our country and what we needed in 1940s was an hero, and he was a man there.
I know.
You shouldn't make fun of him.
I'm not making...
And also, you was making fun a couple of weeks ago. People, when they're 75, you said, I can't understand why they're here. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm getting towards that now. I'd like to take you on at anything, bare fists or running.
There we go,
you name it.
The violence. Well, Terry...
No, it isn't violence. You were saying, people our age are no good.
Bare fist
and I'm
is...
standing... When people says to me, face to face, I'm no good. I do get a bit annoyed, yeah.
Well, bare fisting is bare fist fighting is violence.
Well, you shouldn't say these. You shouldn't say things when you're 75 are done for, and what are you here for? You said 75.
Thanks for calling, Terry.
Bye.
Be with you in a second, Jan. I just need to go and have a cold shower.
I did my best to notice when the call came down the line up to the platform of surrender. I was brought, but I was kind. And sometimes I get nervous when I see an open door. Close your eyes, clear your heart. Cut the cord. Are we human? Or are we dancer? My sign is vital. My hands are cold. And I'm on my knees looking for the answer. Are we human?
03... Let's do that again with the clear throat, shall we? 03453 009956. Jan's in King's Heath. Good morning, Jan.
Good morning, my dear.
Oh, at last, a wonderful, warm, receptive voice that doesn't want to beat me up.
Oh, I love your sardonic sense of humour. It's brilliant.
I love you, Jan. Let's run away to the Caribbean.
Love you too.
Let's run away to the Caribbean. Forget everything. Let's just go.
Okay. Well, you know, the guy who had Googled how to rob a bank.
Oh, isn't that brilliant? I mean, not brilliant. He's gone to prison. Good for him.
Yeah, you can Google pretty much anything. I mean, I'm an author and, I often have to Google things for my stories. But I Googled...
For your stories?
Yeah, I've had a novel published and a few short stories and articles.
So what kind of things are you Googling? How to write a novel?
Well, in my first novel that I wrote, part of it was set in New Zealand, so I got maps and I looked at, how long it would take to travel from one place to another.
Because in the old days, you would have either have had to made it up or gone over there. Authors used to do that. They used to go off, didn't they, on recce's and have a look around.
Yeah, I'd love to have been able to go to New Zealand, but, I do everything from my computer desk. It's great fun. I love the internet. I'm an Age UK digital champion, actually.
Well, listen, here's the thing. When you're writing a novel, right, because I've often thought about writing a book. I couldn't write a novel. But when you start the novel, do you know what the end is going to be? Or are you going on the journey as it's happening?
I do a timeline, but if your characters are really lively characters, strong characters, they often hijack the plot and they tell you where to go with it.
Oh,
it's spooky.
Is it? Because it must be. Because I love reading books. I'm a book reader. I love them. Okay, and so you think we all read books, so we all think they're quite simple. But it must be really complicated to tie things up and remember. Okay, so Steve is in New Zealand and he's killed this man, but then you've got to know what Barry's up to. It must be confusing to remember what's going on.
Yeah, I run a writing group, and we always have a learning focus. And one of them is, how to plan your writing. And one of the things we do is we do a character profile, and you have to keep that up to date. So and so they've got this colour hair, that colour eyes. This is the kind of typical thing they might say. Yeah. This is their history. So the characters are only real if you create an entire history for them.
Blimey.
Yeah, it's really fun stuff.
It sounds like I haven't got the dedication to sit down and do it. I get distracted. Do you do that thing that I do when I have to write an article, which I occasionally have to do, and it's the same when I was doing my essays or my revision, is I'd spend 3 hours tidying up my bedroom?
Yes, tidying up and then making a pot of coffee.
Isn't that funny? Aren't we weird? Why aren't we able to, as humans, just go, right, well, I'm going to write for the next 3 hours, and then you sit down and, why have we got to do all these little mind games as well?
I think you have to organise your brain, especially if you've got distractions, other things that you're thinking about.
What are you working on now, Jan? You writing another book?
I am, actually. I've written a book called The Great and the Small, and it's going to be a trilogy, so I'm now writing the second one.
Yeah, fantastic.
And wintertime's brilliant for writing.
Here's an idea on how you could... Cause I'm imagining authors don't make that much money these days. I don't know.
I haven't made a penny yet.
Okay. Here's what you do, is you auction off parts in the book. I would happily pay you 50 quid to be in your book.
Oh, well, you wouldn't have to pay me, my dear. I love your show so much.
Well, then you could... But Pete, you could do that. You could sell off. J.K. Rowling could make a flipping fortune by saying, right, if you want to be the main character in my new book, then that will be £10,000. And then if you want to be like a little shopkeeper that pops up twice, that'll be 25 quid. She could make a fortune, couldn't she?
I think there are very few writers who make a decent living at it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Very, very few. But shall I tell you what I originally rang up about?
Yeah, go on.
Shall I?
Yes.
Yes, I was thinking about how awful it is that, when you've got to take a pee in public and you've got to think about all these things. So I thought I would tie the two things together and I would Google countries in which a man can pee in public.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, Jan.
So I came up with this brilliant story that just happens to be in the Daily Mail online today.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pea shooters, vigilantes take to the streets of Mumbai with a water tanker so they can spray anyone caught taking a leak in public.
Oh, no!
Yeah, it's shocking. And they've even got a rooftop area, and they unleash this water cannon on people, and they're called the Clean Indian Vigilante Group.
This is brilliant. I happen to know, because I've voiced it over for a documentary, there are places in America, you know, you get like alleyways and there are like doorways and fire escapes that always stink a wee because that's where people go. There's this company that if, for example, Jan, supposing that you and I had an office and there was a doorway that people are always doing a wee in, it was disgusting, we could employ this company and they would set up cameras and a sprinkler so that if someone went there, an alarm would go off, we'd be able to watch them on the TV, and if they were doing a wee, we could just turn on a tap and they'd get covered in water. Isn't that... And it's the same thing as these Mumbai dudes. Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah, it's a bit brutal, though. I mean, when you've got to go, you've got to go. It's the call of nature, isn't it?
It's different. And I am completely aware, it's different for men and women, isn't it? Because men can obviously... We can go anywhere. We can be very discreet. And, of course, women, you know, your waterworks are Different.
Yes, and we tend to have to plan before we go out where the loo stops are going to be.
I've just had a really weird tweet, right? I'm going to see who this is from, because I missed this, sorry. Here we go. Oh, this is from Ben. If weeing outside, shout, man in pain, and apparently you can't be arrested. I can't believe that for a second.
Well, I'm sure it could be painful.
Jan, listen, it's been very nice to talk to you. Let's speak again soon. Thank you. Really, Ben? Is that true? Have you heard this before, Chris?
Well, I've... Three things I'm going to raise with you, Ian.
Oh, go on then.
One of those is actually the only people that can actually pee out in public is a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
She can even ask a policeman to pee in his hat.
Now, is that true? Because we mentioned that earlier. That is true.
I've heard it 100 times. It is true.
Fantastic.
The second thing...
Is the police officer allowed to refuse, or does he have to give her...
No, he cannot refuse, and neither can any place with a toilet.
Pregnant women, you know your mission today. If you're pregnant or you've got a cushion up your jumper, go up to a copper and ask if you can wee in his helmet. He cannot legally say no. This is how we take control of the streets, Chris. This is the revolution.
And the second thing...
Yes.
Well, you were talking about arrogance.
Yeah, oh, yes, I was, sir.
Right, well, I happen to know this person who absolutely loves the sound of his own voice.
Yep.
He talks over just about everybody that you could imagine.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, OK, maybe he feels he's got it right, but he's the most arrogant, self-centred person I've ever known.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's you, Ian.
Oh, me again?
Yes, you.
Well, that's 2 votes for me.
I would say you are the most arrogant person I've met or ever seen or heard on radio.
OK, I'm going to put myself down on there. So far the list is, Chris, and I'm steward's inquiry, guys.
Yeah.
Boat people, horse people, dog people, showers, cyclists, bus drivers, vegans, me, and me.
And black people.
Well, guys, I have no idea where that came from. I would like to apologise for anybody that may have been offended by... Chris may have been going somewhere with that. I'm assuming it was a little bit of bants, but it's not a little bit of bants that I choose to pursue. He may have been going somewhere with that. I don't know. Apologies if anybody was offended. I think it's time we had some of this.
Child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach
smile, never did it. Said, I'm gonna be like him. Yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy.
Do you know what? It's years since I heard that song. It doesn't rock out as much as I thought it did. It's a little bit. Again, sincere apologies from the randomness and the tone of that last call. Didn't know he was going to go there, and we don't condone that, and he's banned from the show. That's the beauty of a live phoning, guys. The beauty of a live phoning. 03453 009956. Arrogant people, weeing in car parks, remote control stories, and all other kinds of bits and pieces. Jean, Keith, stay there. I will come to you after this. And by this, I mean the travel with Liz. Have I gone there early? Not gone there that early, have I? Is she coming in now? Here we go. Oh, no. Wait. Liz! Liz!
It's Louisa, hello.
Oh, Louisa!
Hello. Yes.
Hang on a minute. What are you doing swapping halfway through a shift?
I just thought I'd make just a one-off appearance.
Hang on a second. Right. Are you doing it for the rest of the morning?
No, I'm just doing this one appearance.
Where's Liz? Is she having a wee or something?
She's here now. She's here.
No, I don't want her to do it. I want you to do it.
All right, then I'll do it then.
I want you to. You sound much more professional. Hang on a second. Right, hang on. Here we go. Right, let's get the travel news. Here's Louisa.
Hello there. A38 Bristol Road South in Northfield. We get reports the traffic lights at the Black Horse Junction not working properly, so that could cause a few issues this morning for you. And a reminder, of course, major works have started in the city on a section of Broad Street, so a section of the A456 now closed as you head into Birmingham between Bridge Street and the 838 Paradise Circus. Now, of course, we had some wintry conditions early on this morning after the snow overnight, but it's not too bad if you're heading out on the motorways. The M5 is almost moving quite nicely, and no problems either now on the M6 or the M42. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
So she starts, Caroline, I've just discovered that the man that I've called Dad for 30 years isn't my real father.
Because we've told her early, it's never come up in argument, and she said, you've been my dad, and I don't need to go and look for my proper father.
I'm one of 9, and yes, I was the only one that didn't know. My parents didn't tell me because they didn't feel I needed to know.
Right.
Never right time to tell somebody a big shock like that.
You know, he's a great bloke, and I wouldn't swap him for the world.
What would your advice be then to Angie?
Her stepdad, which is the guy that's bought it, I don't care what anyone says, it'll break his heart.
Yeah.
Caroline Martin.
Monday to Friday, 12 till 2.
BBC WM
95.6.
Okie dokie, let's go to Keith, stay there. We're going to go to Jean first. Good morning, Jean.
Good morning.
You're not going to be racist, are you?
Pardon?
Excellent, good. No, we just had an idiot calling up, but I know...
I heard that one.
Unbelievable. Jean, always a delight to hear your calm, soothing voice. What have you got planned this weekend, Jean?
Not a lot.
Oh.
A tidy up.
A tidy up, yeah, I know. I'm going for a haircut this afternoon.
Oh, I could do with one of those.
Yeah, do you know that my hair is tidy, and then it just kind of explodes into a big bouffant.
Can I ask a question?
You certainly can, Jean.
What colour?
It's
your hair.
Yeah, yeah. Again, but what colour do you imagine it to be, Jean?
Red.
What?
Reddish brown.
You having a laugh? No, it's brown. It's grey brown now. It's going very grey.
Very thick.
It's very thick hair, yeah.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, well, you say lucky. When I was younger and I wanted to grow it long,
yes.
I couldn't because it was too thick and it would just kind of come out at the sides.
Did you ever have it sort of shoulder length?
I never quite got shoulder length. It got close to shoulder length once.
Like a pop star?
A little bit like a pop star, yeah.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, I could wear a wig for you.
I don't think you need one, do you?
Thank you, Jean. What have you got for us today? What would you like to say?
Well, it's all about these arrogant people.
The arrogant people. The list so far, and I'm crossing one of the me's off because that came from a racist. Boat people, horse people, dog people, the showers, cyclists, bus drivers, vegans and me.
OK, can I have another one, please?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, of course you can.
People that make me feel very small because I can't... I'm not a technophobe, you know, and they talk about their iPhones and their this and their that, and I just can't manage it, Ian.
I'm going to put down technical Johnnies.
Oh, is that what they are?
I think that sums them up quite well, doesn't it? So you feel a little bit...
I feel out of it.
Yeah. You're not missing much, to be honest.
I am.
Well, why do you think you are, Jean?
Well, because my family, they've all got these appliances, Ian.
Yes.
And I just look at them and I watch them tap, 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 getting this and getting that and getting you perhaps as on the... as a photo, and I can't know anything about that, and it makes me feel very frustrated.
The thing is, these
Do you think I'm being silly?
I think you're being frustrated about something you don't need to be frustrated about. My iPhone, right? No. I broke the screen about 3 months ago. It cost me £60 to fix it, right?
Oh, well.
A week later, Jean, I broke it again. And I kind of went with a broken screen, and then last weekend it just died on me. I took it to get it fixed in Cost Cutter of all places. Cost me another 50 quid. And then yesterday, I was staying in a hotel.
Yes.
I had my phone on the bedside table. The bedside table collapsed, and the screen on my iPhone smashed again.
Yes, but I still feel yes. But you can use one, Ian.
Yes.
You can use one.
Well, barely.
And I can't.
Keith.
Hello, mate.
Tell Jean that she doesn't need an iPhone.
I do.
No, she doesn't. I live without one. I don't use computers, but I'm not very techno. What do you call it? Technical.
Technical is the word. Yes.
Yeah,
that's the
no,
word.
I'm not bothered. Well, I am to a degree, but I'm not. I can live without it. What did we do without all these? At one time, we bought a mobile phone to answer calls on. Now they do everything on them. And my sister will sit there and play games, and my brother-in-law. In fact, they play games with each other. You know, nah.
You see, Jean, all you're missing is playing silly games with each other.
No.
Although I am playing Words with Friends at the moment, and that's quite good fun.
Yeah, well.
There you are.
Yeah.
It's giving me a complex because it is a thing of the future.
Well, why don't you buy one then, Jean? Treat yourself.
Well, how will I work? Yeah.
It comes with a little instruction booklet.
I know.
Treat yourself to an iPhone or an iPad. You'd be good with an iPad.
Really?
You could go on YouTube and watch Danny Kaye films.
I like Danny Kaye.
I like Danny Kaye. He's good, isn't he? He's kind of been a bit forgotten, Danny Kaye, but he was brilliant.
And can I give you a nice little word of praise, please?
You certainly can, Jean. I won't know how to respond, but I will take it.
No. It's just that I really love that piece of music you've just played.
Oh.
Are We Dancers? Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, yeah,
it's a lovely piece.
It's a nice song. I've not heard it. Well, Jean, listen, always nice to talk to you. Let us know how you get on with it if you get an iPad.
I'll let you know.
Thank you, my dear. Bye. She's right, isn't she, Keith? Danny Kaye. Talk about arrogant people, Kelly. Danny. They're very similar in many different ways. Danny. Is someone tickling your plums?
Danny Kelly.
Isn't Keith got a girly laugh? Danny Kaye.
Could you imagine Danny Kelly in a Danny Kaye film?
Imagine Danny Kelly doing a little bit of a tap dance and a funny song about a duck. But Danny Kaye, because Laurel and Hardy, rightfully so, we know them. Charlie Chaplin, bizarrely, we still know him, even though he wasn't funny. The Marx Brothers, fantastic. But Danny Kaye, I used to love Danny Kaye films.
Danny Kaye was all right.
Wasn't he in Tom Thumb?
Danny Kaye did a lot of the kids.
He was in the court of
the Ugly Duckling.
He did the Ugly Duckling. He was in that one where he goes back in time to the court of King Henry VIII or something.
That's right. Yeah,
he was.
I can't remember what it was.
A Yankee, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
No, that's Rolf Harris. Don't talk about him anymore. A Yankee in the court of King Arthur or something.
Something like
And he was Tom Thumb. He was brilliant, Danny Kaye. I am gonna.
It was a great.
When the kids go to bed, I've worked out I can watch YouTube on my proper telly, right? But on my phone, so do it on your phone and it goes on the telly using the Xbox. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to watch some Danny Kaye films when the kids go to bed.
Well, he was a good artist for his time.
He was good. He was like your old-fashioned song and dance man.
Yeah, he was indeed.
Anyway, Keith, go on.
Norman Wisdom, he was a nice guy as well.
He wasn't funny though, Norman Wisdom.
No, but he was good. Norman was good. He was arrogance.
Yes.
I think a lot of people are phoning up and saying that you're arrogant.
Well,
they don't realise what kind of show you do. It goes with the show in many cases. I mean, John Gaunt used to be on. Do you remember John?
I do. It's the second time in 2 days that John Gaunt hates me.
Does he?
He hates me. I tell you why, because he knows I'm better than him. But
well, Gaunty, I mean, to be fair, he did a show.
Well, this is the thing.
You know, I mean, it's whether you call it arrogant. I mean, people used to call it Doolittle at times arrogant.
Yep.
Obvious. Because he told what he thought.
But also, Keith, listen as well. The thing of these two gentlemen, one of which I'm dismissing for being an idiot, but these two gentlemen, they phone up and they say, but they still listen. They like it. And I've worked out what it is. I've always had this thing, is I will always get emails and texts and messages from people saying, or phone calls, people saying, I listen to your show every week and I hate it. And I hate you. And I've never been able to work out why they listen. And I got it last week when I was driving home. I was listening to the Now show on Radio 4, right?
Oh, yes, right.
And I couldn't tweet it because I know people that work on it. It's like this comedy show, in inverted commas.
Yes, right.
And I hate it. And I listen to it every week. And I realised I was one of those people that listens to something and hates it. And I've worked out why. It serves a purpose. It makes me feel better about myself. It makes me think I could do better than I do better than that. It's good to be angry about something, and it's not. I'm not being angry with my wife or my kids or with Joe. I'm angry at something that's kind of abstract.
Yeah.
So the anger isn't actually affecting anybody directly.
Of course, it's not.
So there is a reason why we listen to shows that we don't like.
Yeah, well, it's fair enough. I mean, the thing is,
I thought that was quite a good psychological revelation.
Who was out of order, really.
Oh yeah.
Who shouldn't be allowed to phone up.
Well, he won't be phoning up anymore.
Well, no, that's right. I mean, you keep your comments to yourself, whatever they are. But the point is, it's free radio, it's free speech, and everyone should be allowed to say within reason.
Keith, thank you very much. You keep your comments to yourself. It's free speech. Keith, good to talk to you. Thank you, boss. Hey, nice one, Chris. Thank you. Sent me a list of Danny Kelly films. The one I was thinking was a Connecticut Danny Kelly. Oh. A Connecticut Yankee at the court of King Arthur. That's the one I was thinking of. He goes back in time. Hans Christian Andersen, of course. Oh, OK. Well, I suspect Hans Christian Andersen may get watched this evening when the boys are asleep. Quick, find the Calpol. Daddy wants to watch a movie. 03453 009956. Arrogant people weeing in public. I've not even... If anyone can explain to me why we were commemorating a funeral yesterday. I get commemorating a death, but a funeral? Not even opened the papers once. Oh, and producer Joe has got a cracking group of arrogant people. How could we forget these?
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
Last hour of the show coming up. 03453 009956 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. Right now, though, let's get the news. Here's Nicole Pullman.
The US military says a chemical weapons expert who'd been working with the jihadist group ISIS has been killed in the latest coalition airstrike in Iraq. It says Abu Malik, who'd served under Saddam Hussein, provided extremists with the expertise to pursue a chemical weapons capability. The chairman of the Police Federation, Steve White, has called for all patrolling officers to be issued with taser stun guns. Delegates representing the Federation's 124,000 members in England and Wales will vote on the issue next month. Some chief constables say it would be a step towards arming officers, but Mr White says the police have to respond to the elevated threat level.
I joined the police service in 1988. I had a truncheon and a pair of handcuffs and nothing else. And then we've seen that shift. We have personal protective equipment including CS gas, AS batons and indeed stab-proof vests, none of which we had years ago, but we've got to respond to the current threat environment.
It's claimed Birmingham's plan to spend £24 million encouraging people to cycle won't work. New cycle lanes will be established and 3,000 new bikes are being given away. The idea is to reduce traffic and help make people fitter and healthier. But Sean Corker from the Alliance of British Drivers spoke to Molly Green on BBC WM this morning and was doubtful whether any of the aims would be achieved.
You're taking road space away from essential traffic, which creates congestion in itself. Is it really the best policy to encourage people to use a mode of transport that doesn't offer any crash protection whatsoever and get them to cycle on the busiest roads in the country at the busiest times of the day? Wouldn't it be better to try and incentivise people to cycle at weekends? There's some beautiful country.
West Bromwich Albion take on Tottenham at the Hawthorns live on BBC WM DAB in Wolverhampton and the Black Country. New signing Callum McManaman is likely to make his Baggies debut, and head coach Tony Pulis says they need the fans right behind them.
The crowd will play a big part on Saturday. You know, they've been good. I think they understand how difficult this season's going to be, how tough it's going to be. And we're hoping and praying that they've got something to shout about on Saturday. But even if they haven't, we really do plead with them to stick with the team and stick with the group, and that's going to be important for us.
Wolverhampton Wanderers head to Bolton today, looking to extend their 7-match unbeaten run in the Championship. You can hear the match live on BBC WM 95.6 from 3 o'clock. And Birmingham City welcome back former players Nathan Redmond and Cameron Jerome as Norwich visit St Andrews this afternoon. We'll have commentary on DAB in Birmingham, again from 3 o'clock. The Canaries were relegated from the Premier League last season and will carry a threat up front. The weather, wintry showers today, turning drier as the day goes on. Windy, though, with a top temperature of 5 Celsius, 41 Fahrenheit. Dry with clear spells tonight, but very cold and frosty, with the temperatures down to -3 Celsius, 27 Fahrenheit. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
The voice. The voice. The voice. The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
You should take in other religions and treat them as you would want to be treated yourself.
We are even more intelligent. They treated me with the utmost respect.
Iain Lee, Saturdays
9 till 12.
BBC WM 95.6.
Morning. Well, it's been a show. I think, and I use that word very, very loosely. Producer Joe and I, and Bernie as well. Let's be honest. She's been as slack as we all have today. We've turned up with absolutely nothing. Not even looked in the papers yet. What have we talked about? Well, we've talked about arrogant people, remote controls. What have you lost? Weeing in car parks. Hat. Anyone got a hat story for us, please? There was other bits and pieces as well. It'll come to me. 03453 009956.
Have your say. Across the West Midlands, call
03453
009956.
BBC WM 95.6.
Not often I listen to a fellow vegan. This is on the text, 81333, start your text WM. Not often I listen to a fellow vegan and think they're a wazzock. But Terry just did it for me. I'm obviously shaky ground myself, though, as I'm a vegan horse owner. If you come into two groups of arrogant people, vegans and horse owners, I really just think you need to... Yeah, that's it, game over. Who was the group that you came up with, Joe? This is brilliant. Okay, so... Arrogant people. Let me just quickly go through the list and we'll see who you're going to add. So far, boat people, horse people, dog people, showers. Although, do you know what? I'm going to take... I think all dog people are arrogant.
Do you think?
Yeah, I do. And I know I'm on shaky ground because there are people here at WM who are dog people, but there's just a... We had another job. We had someone bring in some dogs into the studio. And
did they smell?
Yeah, they did.
Well, of course they do, because all dogs do
smell.
All
dogs do smell. One of them, I got away without touching them until the end, and it sniffed my hand.
Did you have to pretend you liked dogs?
Oh, I love it. That's so nice. And then I did that. You know when you do a sneaky sniff just to see if you smell? I did a sneaky sniff with my fingers, and it was disgusting. Yeah. Cyclists, bus drivers, vegans, me, only once, and technical Johnnies. Who have you got?
Okay. Mums who take their kids to school in their gym kit. Look at me, I'm going to the gym.
To
the gym. I struggle to get my slippers off, to be fair.
What do you think they're saying by doing that, Joe?
I think they're showing off.
Yeah.
They're saying, look at me, I'm going to the gym, aren't I fit? And amazing.
And it's never, let's be honest, it's never fat mums.
No,
it's always like the skinny, perfect mums in their lycra. Because when I don't take my boys to school because I'm at work, but I occasionally pick them up from school, and they'll be the mums who'll still be there in their gym kit.
Yeah.
You think, flipping it
with their full face of makeup on and their hair all done. They're not going to sweat.
Oh, I hope none of those mums are listening. We'll put those on the list. Sean, who would you like to add to the list?
I've got a couple for you, Ian.
Go on, fella.
First one, lorry drivers. Okay.
Now, tell me why. Tell me why, and I'll give you my thoughts.
I'll ask you a question.
Yep.
Okay, I'll ask you a question. You tell me your honest answer. When was the last time you were stuck in traffic and you signalled to go into another lane and a lorry let you go? They just drive past you, don't they?
Well, honestly, Sean, a couple of times it has happened. A couple of times. And but I tell you why I think they're arrogant, right, is they think that they own the motorway. Absolutely. So if you overtake a lorry, first of all, you'll have a lorry in two lanes, which is annoying, both doing the same speed. Then if you overtake a lorry, what they'll often do is they'll flash to say, you can pull back in front of me now. Well, no, hang on a second, mate. I will decide when I'm going to pull back in front of you, not when you say it's OK for me to do so.
Exactly, yeah. They think they own the road, man. It's that, you know, as I say, if you do pull out in front of them and they don't flash you, and there's plenty of room, they'll flash you to say, why have you just done that? And it's just, I just think that...
Actually, no, do you know what? I was pulling onto the M6 yesterday. I was coming out of a service station, OK, and the service station, the slip road onto the M6 is tiny there. Was it the M6 or was it the M1? Doesn't matter. Anyway, it's tiny. And you've not got much of a run-up, OK? And this lorry could see that I wanted to pull out. He had plenty of time to either slow down ever so slightly or he could have moved into the next lane. It was clear.
And he did neither.
He did neither, Sean. If anything, he sped up a bit to make it even harder for me.
And I don't think they realise what they're, the weight behind them, because they drive so close to you.
Yeah.
If you were to stop for any reason, they'd kill you straight away.
By the way, with this list of people, if anyone is on this list and wants to phone up and try and get themselves removed from the list, 03453 009956. If you've got a convincing argument, you might get taken off the list.
Well, I'd like to hear a lorry driver ring in and answer why they actually why they drive the way
You
they do.
make it sound like the Chilcot inquiry or something. I want to hear a lorry driver call in and answer some very serious
questions. I want to hear them justify themselves in because 95% of them are the same. It's a disgrace.
I'm tempted.
Simple as that.
I'm tempted. Do I say this? Because the thing about letting you into the lane is what has made me think. All right, black cab drivers. Because black cab drivers, I often let black cab drivers pull out in front of me. They never let me pull out in front of them.
No, and women.
What? Oh,
women.
You're like that fella earlier on.
No, I'm not.
You're saying women are arrogant?
Women do not... If you're at a junction, you want to pull out, right, and a woman's turning right, okay, and it's free the other side, they will pull in. They won't flash you before they go into a junction.
Yeah. Sean?
Am I wrong?
I'm not getting involved in the women thing.
Okay.
But...
That's your choice.
Just remind us what your beef was with lorry drivers.
Well, there's quite a lot of beef with them, but the main thing is that they don't let you into the lane if it's free.
Pete?
Hiya, mate.
Do you want to have a quick word with Sean? I think you're a lorry driver, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'm just in Litchfield now.
Hello, Pete.
Hiya, mate. Well, what you got to understand, on the motorway, when we do let people out, and they're not all the same, but when you're coming onto a motorway, you haven't got priority to get on. If you look on the highway code, them lines at the end of the slip road, you give way to anybody coming.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's courtesy, isn't it? Everyone else moves over.
No. I mean, the amount of times, happen every day, and you let somebody out, and then all of a sudden they'll come on the motorway and they'll want to do 45 mile an hour. So
I don't agree with that. I've never seen... I don't remember the last person I see do 45 mile an hour on the motorway.
Well,
That's a cop-out, that is, mate.
I've just come up from Essex to Birmingham now to get loaded for the morning, and I guarantee you I passed at least two doing that speed. And one of them was even had his hazard lights in the first lane, just going and smoking a pipe going up the motorway on the M1. And he was probably even less than 45 mile an hour.
Yeah, but you can't tar all motorists the same brush.
Hang on a minute, Sean. You let me come in for a second. Yeah, you're tarring all lorry drivers with that same very tarry brush.
5% of them, and Pete's just proved my point.
Pete, was this fella?
Has he not?
Pete, was this fella really smoking a pipe?
On my life, I've been listening to you on the tuning radio app on my phone all the way up.
Oh yeah.
Literally, there was a bloke seriously on the M1 on Toyota picnic cars, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
And he was literally 45 mile an hour. So, literally, we've got to pull over him, because if we just sit behind, that's what causes congestion. You think, it's for lorry drivers.
Hang on. All right, Pete, listen, thank you very much. Drive safely. Carol, you want a quick word about lorry drivers, do you?
Yes, I do.
Go on.
You're not going to like this, but we're caravanners, and I know they're probably on your list.
And by the way, can I just say, I was slagging off caravans the other week.
Yeah.
Whoever has signed up my email account to various caravan newsletters, I'm going to find out who that is, and you're going to be in trouble. I'm getting loads of caravan spam coming through on my email.
Well, when my husband's towing the caravan and he overtakes a lorry, and the lorry flashes, it's the lorry driver saying, you're okay to pull in front because you're clear, because you can't see the back of the caravan.
Because you're as slow as we are, is what they're saying.
When you were saying that the lorry driver flashes you, and he's ignorant because he's letting you back in, how should he, and all that, I think they do it out of kindness.
Spite?
To say, clear enough for you to come across now, because it's hard to see.
Well, Sean, are you convinced by Carol's argument?
Not really, no. I think.
What are your views, Sean? What are your views on the caravanners?
I haven't really got anything against caravanners, to be honest.
Is you saying that because I'm the other end of the line?
No, not at all. I haven't really got anything against caravanners.
You imagine somebody with a caravan or a trailer or anything, a horse box, and they're travelling, and they can't. It's hard to judge the end when you're overtaking. So
yeah, that's not really my point. No, my point is that my point about lorry drivers is that they're very aggressive drivers generally.
I find completely the opposite.
Maybe that's because you're towing though, and I don't know. Maybe they think you're in there.
Around if I want to come out of a side road.
Okay, listen, we've got to move on. Sean, let's stay there. Sean, very quickly, ever weed in a car park?
Yes, after a few drinks, yeah. And I've got one more group for you that I want to add.
You've got 20 seconds, go.
Vegetarians, okay?
Yeah.
And I'll leave you with this one. If they don't agree with eating meat, okay, why have they got so many produce okay, so corn that imitates bacon.
I know the argument, Sean. Thank you very much. I'm not putting vegetarians on mainly because I was one. Vegans, I'm going to put on. Carol.
Yes.
Ever weed in a car park?
No.
Thank you very much indeed. Manny's on the line. Good morning, Manny.
Morning, sir.
This is what we like. This is the kind of respect I deserve. Yes, thank you.
Definitely.
What would you like to say, Manny?
Diabetics can wee anywhere.
Now, is that a legal fact, or is that your?
Legal. No, that's legal.
They can wee anywhere.
I got caught in, I think it was 93, weeing in alleyway by a policeman.
But right.
And I told him I am a diabetic. I told him I'm diabetic, and I'm not going to wet myself, am I?
Yeah. But when you say anyway, could you wee like in the corner of Morrison's or something?
It's going to be like a bit private. You can't just pull it out and just do it there.
Yeah.
Like a car park. I've done it in a car park. NCP. What was I going to say? Yeah, arrogant people, actors.
Do you know what? I'm going to give you that on the back of Benedict Cumberbatch, Damian Lewis, and anybody associated with Wolf Hall. Can I say something, Manny?
Yeah, go on.
Let's just judge. I've got to go to travel in a second. Arrogant people.
Mm-hmm.
Diabetics. Because, and I say what, they can wee anywhere they want.
Well, so can a pregnant woman.
OK, I'll add them to the list as well, shall I?
But take yourself off.
Manny, thank you very much. Let's get the travel, not a clue who's doing it. Let's just see what happens.
Oh, I'm back again.
Blimey,
it's
you.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on, yes.
Indeed, Ian, thank you. As you head around Northfield in Birmingham, Bristol Road South, the traffic lights aren't working at Ulwyn Drive and Chatham Road Junction, the A38 Frankie Beaches Road at the Black Horse Junction. So it's causing a little bit of congestion. Just be a bit cautious on the approach. Inbound, Hagley Road around Five Ways Island into the centre of Birmingham. That's looking slow once again as you head towards Broad Street as well. And make your way onto the motorways. Not too bad so far this morning. They seem to be moving OK at the moment. We're getting reports of an accident on the A38 around Suffolk Street, Queensway, just by Paradise Circus, and between there and Holloway Head, Holloway Circus at the Pagoda Island. Just trying to get a little further information on that, but it looks like the lorry has hit a wall. Police just about at the scene. As I say, hopefully we can bring you further information shortly. Certainly traffic is building quite quickly around there. Fresh snowfall overnight and indeed over the last few hours, so you'll find one or two smaller and side routes looking a little bit treacherous. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel 0330 123 3550.
And now here's a trail for BBC WM presenter Danny Kay.
Danny Kelly. So I sent Daz along to find out what has been going on.
I'm at the home of Yasser Ramadan in Ladywood, and it's cold.
It's really very, very, very cold.
And the contractor just keep fobbing you off. No one's been round here to fix your boiler.
No one is coming here to fix it.
Danny Kelly. You know how we like to get involved in these cases, and if we can, we do. We help out. When's it going to be fitted, Yasser?
Now they start to doing it.
They're actually at your house right now?
Yes.
Beautiful. So, Yasser, congratulations. I'm delighted for you, and thanks for contacting us. I'd hate this to have been a studio interview if you hadn't had a shower for 6 weeks. It's easier over the phone. Weekdays from 9.
BBC WM
95.6.
This is a song.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind. you got dreams he'll never take away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and you never get the credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. And you spend your life putting money in his wallet. 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. There's a better life and you dream.
There's
Don't you? It's a rich man's game.
There's a story in some of the papers today. He said, thinking 40 minutes ago, I should probably do a bit of work. In Thailand, there's a thing called an elephant massage. Did you see this, Joe? So basically, you lie on the floor, and an elephant walks on you.
Ouch.
Hey, I've done the bed of nails, right? You know the bed of nails? Yeah. Done it because it's even distribution of the weight.
Really?
Yeah, it's even distribution, so it doesn't work.
You've actually done it?
I've done it.
Okay.
I did it on a live television programme. I did it with the Shaolin monks, right? The Shaolin monks were doing a tour, and they came on, and they did like a bit of kung fu and all that stuff, and then they put me on a bed of nails, and everyone was like, oh, great. And we rehearsed it, and it's fine, piece of cake. But the Shaolin you don't expect Shaolin monks to get nervous on a live television programme. Well, they got a bit nervous. So one of the lads dropped me onto the bed of nails. Now, that flipping hurts because you're being dropped on nails. So there was, I guess, 4 of them, I'd imagine.
And they blamed it on nerves.
4 of them were stood there holding me. Well, they couldn't speak English.
Yeah,
they
still hated you.
They did the whole.
Still hated
they did the whole.
you,
Oh, we
and
don't
they
speak
blamed
English.
it on nerves.
No, so there are 4 of them holding me, and then the fella who's holding my right arm dropped me. So my right shoulder went boom, on a bed of nails.
Yeah.
It went right through the t-shirt. It went through the skin.
Ouch.
Anyway. So the Shaolin monks, I've got no time for those guys. Next time I see them, they scarper pretty sharpish out the building, and I was just about to get my nunchucks out, and they've gone. So if you see any Shaolin monks, let me know. I want to word with them. But so it's in some of the papers. I've got it here in the Mirror. So you lie down, and an elephant stands on you. Again, it's distribution of weight, you see, because they've got big feet.
Yeah.
If an elephant was wearing stilettos, that would kill you. The stiletto would go right through your body because it's the point of...
They don't just stand on you with one foot, do they?
I don't know enough about it. I would actually have to go to Thailand to investigate further,
I think that's
and I'm not that bothered. But I could stand on you and it wouldn't hurt you because it's distribution of weight.
No, I think it would.
No, it wouldn't. I could stand
think it would.
I could stand on your stomach.
No way.
No,
No way. You
no.
couldn't, that would hurt.
I could stand on Bernie, and she's tiny, and it wouldn't hurt.
She's
if I was wearing high heels, it would hurt.
No, it would still
You
hurt.
could stand on me, and it wouldn't hurt.
No, because your feet are still smaller than the rest of you, aren't they? And it's a concentrated area on your body. It's different with the nails because that's all across your body.
You stand on me.
Okay.
Come and stand on me.
In my shoes?
No, not in your heels. This is why you're not listening to the heels. You can't do the heels. You do it in stocking feet, it would be fine.
Okay.
What shoes have you got on? You got heels on, haven't
I've
you?
got heels.
Yeah,
wow.
then you can't do it.
Okay, well, I can take my shoes off.
Take your shoes off and stand on me.
Stockinged feet.
What? That's the word. Take your shoes off and come and stand on me. Be with you in a second, Ahmed.
Ahmed, I can wait all day.
What?
I can wait all day.
You're wait, fella. I'm just going to get Joe to stand on
you're
me.
You're getting worse. You're crazy. You're mad.
No,
you
I'm
are.
just proving a point. You can do this.
How did you get this job, I wonder?
Right, so don't kick me.
Right.
How did you get this job?
Ahmed! So Joe's got to stand on me, on my stomach, yeah? Just stand. Go on, do it. 1 foot, go. But don't jump on me.
I'm really
See, and it doesn't hurt. Oh, no, don't do that, you absolute... Really swore then. Oh, you see?
It hurt, see?
No, it didn't hurt. Well, let me stand on you. Let me stand on you. Come and say, Ahmed, I'm just going to stand on Joe. Bernie.
You're mad, you are. You're crazy.
Bernie, just dial 99. Just dial 99 and hover over the third 9, okay? You've got to tense your stomach, though. So tense it.
Okay. Oh, you've got a hole in your sock.
There we go. It doesn't hurt, does it? And then, you see?
No, it doesn't hurt.
You see? Now, if I had high heels on, that would have pierced through your skin. And I might have damaged my heels. So what was the point of that? Oh, yeah. An elephant never forgets. I think that's the lesson that we've learned from... I can't remember why we were doing that, but we were doing it and it was certainly good fun. Ahmed, you've had a good cough. Joe's had a good cry.
Sorry, you got me live. I didn't know. I was just talking to you.
It's all right, fella. It doesn't matter. You see, Joe, I told you, you can take it.
I can take it.
Yeah, you see. Let's
brave girl.
Thank you, Ahmed. Let's both stand on Bernie.
Okay.
Oh, Bernie's only tiny. Anyway, Ahmed, listen. Ahmed, have you got anything you want to say? Because I'm not being funny, but you're
No, I just was listening to you. I don't know whether you're just having a laugh because you said you crashed your mobile screen 3 times.
Yeah,
First of all,
3 times, man.
I'm surprised you're not insured. Secondly, you can get a screen protector. It costs you £5, maybe less.
I don't like the mobile phone insurance. I don't like the mobile phone insurance.
No, but for future, just get a screen protector from any mobile shop.
I've ordered a leather case.
Ordered, man. Walk into any high street and you get one. You give me your mobile phone. I'll get you a cover.
I'm not going to give you my mobile phone.
I'll get you one for nothing. It's a present.
You're very kind. No, I have ordered. I've ordered a case. It's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll have it tomorrow. A nice.
They will rub you. You go to Edgbaston Street. There's a market there. Go inside. They give you a nice cover for after.
I tell you what I saw the other day. Right, and you don't see this very often. And it's men of a certain type. We mentioned John Gaunt earlier. I imagine him doing this. Right. A mobile phone clipped to his belt. I saw a fella with one of those old Nokias clipped to his belt in, like, you know, those sort of big leather and plastic cases.
You know what? Yeah, something else. Sorry to cut you. Something else I have seen, and I don't know whether to laugh or what to say.
Yeah.
You know these Asian ladies with hijab? They're driving and they got mobile phone. They got such a hand-free, handmade setup. Like they got their mobile phone clipped up with that hijab thing.
The hijab? Oh, yeah, no, I've seen that. I've seen that. It's brilliant. You see, women have got... Well, let me describe this.
I'm telling you, I think that's... I don't know if it's legal or not legal, but they're doing it.
No, it's brilliant. I've not seen them doing it while they're driving. I've seen them doing it while they're walking down the street. So you've got a Muslim woman with a hijab on, so you can see the full face, and she's got maybe a kid in one arm and the shopping in the other, and the mobile phone is wedged in to the hijab, and it's just stuck there. That is brilliant.
That's good. Don't try that on you anyway. You're mad.
What we need is we need more to be made of that, and that might get rid of the fear that some people have got of the Muslim community. It turns out that they are innovators. Ahmed, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Alan's on the line. Good morning, Alan.
Morning, Ian.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about women drivers.
Excuse me?
I want to talk about women drivers.
You want to talk about women drivers. This could only end in disaster and possibly the sack for everybody in this building right now. But let's go. Let's see where we go.
No, my mom's a woman driver.
Hang on a second. Joe. That was the best. We've had some gold today. How big is your head? As big as it needs to be. We've had some gold, but that's going to take the biscuit. My mum's a woman driver.
She's the most considerate driver I know.
Oh, she's your mum, Alan.
And she lets other people pull out in front of her.
So she's not a very confident driver?
Well, she's been driving for over 15 years.
She must be tired. Hasn't she got there yet?
No, she's driving an automatic car.
Sorry?
She's driving an automatic car.
Well, there's another group of arrogant people. The automatic driver. Yeah.
No, it's got bad legs.
Oh, I can't be bothered to change gear. It's so hard to go from third to fourth, and then I might need to go back down to second. Let the car do it.
No, she's got bad legs. That's why she had to have an automatic car.
Well, how bad are her legs? Should she even be driving?
got arthritis.
Well, you still need your
and
legs.
diabetic.
Well, what? You still need your legs for the brake and the faster
Well,
pedal.
one foot's
accelerator.
okay. One foot's okay. The left foot's has trouble with.
Okay, well that's then in that case, Alan, I give your mother permission to continue terrorising. To drive around Woodgate.
Yeah.
Hey, Gareth, so
we're
we're
outside Macro at the moment.
You're what?
Outside Macro at the moment.
Outside Macro?
Yeah.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I was in Woodgate, but I was in Macro getting some Coca-Cola.
No one says Coca-Cola. Really?
Well, other drinks are available.
Correct. So, would you go for an elephant massage? That was what we were talking about, wasn't it?
I've never had one.
Okay, well, basically an elephant walks on you.
That's interesting.
I think I've pulled... Have you got muscles in your stomach? Because I think I've pulled one. And then the mirror has all kinds of other types of slightly outrageous medical treatments, Alan. Would you like to listen to some of them?
Yes, please.
Pot noodle spa.
Sounds tasty.
Want to bathe in a giant pot noodle? The Hakone Kawaikan Unison Spa in Japan is the place to go. You can also soak in pools of wine, chocolate and sake.
Blimey.
The ramen noodles come in basically, it's supposed to be good for your skin and your metabolism.
Yeah, and you get fed as well.
Here's a good one. I'll do this one for you, Alan.
Okay.
Face slapping.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. An anti-aging treatment in Thailand. It's become popular in the West. It simply involves being whacked gently in the face for 15 minutes. Have a guess how much it costs, Al?
About £500.
300 quid!
Blimey!
300 quid! The treatment is supposed to take years off you by giving your skin a rosy flush.
All right.
And here's one. Now, I like the idea of this one, because I kind of get this, right? Yeah. Cryotherapy. You get into a booth cooled by liquid nitrogen to minus 110 degrees C in just a swimsuit, socks and gloves. That's to stop frostbite. Extreme cold makes the brain pump out endorphins, which encourages pain relief, and it's said to improve skin and reduce stress. Now, I can dig that because, Alan, when I get a really bad migraine, the thing that sorts me out is sitting in my car with the air conditioning on. Blasting on really, really cold. Or if it's like winter, and I used to do this, if it's winter, just going into a room and opening all the windows and getting really cold. The cold thins the blood.
Yeah, because that cryo treatment had been used by famous sports people as well.
Well, what famous sports people, Alan?
Tony McCoy, when he injured his back.
Never heard of him.
He was a horse racing jockey.
Oh, that doesn't really... No.
It improved his back.
Yeah, but it doesn't really count as a sport, does it?
Well, you can put money on it.
Thanks for calling, Alan.
Thank you.
So at my show on Monday, I was hoping someday you'd be on your way to better things. It's not about your makeup or how you try to shape up to these tiresome paper dreams. Paper dreams, honey. So now you pour your heart out, you're telling me you're far out, not about to lie down for your cause. But you don't pull my strings, cause I'm a better man, moving on to better things. But I love her because she moves in her own way. But she came to my show just to hear about my day. And at a show on Tuesday, she was in her mindset, tempered furs and spangled boots. Looks are deceiving, make me believe it, and these tiresome paper dreams. Paper dreams, honey, yeah. So won't you go far, tell them you're a keeper, not about to lie down for your cause. And you don't pull my strings, cause I'm a better man, moving on to better things. But I love her because moves in her own way. But she came to my show just to hear about my day. Yes, I wish I would ever make it through all the summers. Get them up instead of kicking us back down to the surface. Yes, I wish I would ever make it through all the summers. Get them up instead of kicking us back down to the surface. I love her because she moves in her own way. But she came to my show just to hear about my day. But I love her because she moves in her own way. But she came to my show just to hear about my day.
Well, you know the calls must be drying up when Ranjit comes on.
Hiya.
Beep. Hello, Ranjit.
Hello there, you okay?
I'm good, Ranjit. Now, listen, let's have a little recap of what we're doing. Last 25 minutes of the show before Daz Hale at midday. Let's have a little reposition and let those who maybe just tuned in know what we're talking about. So, Ranjit, why don't you tell them what we've been talking about on the show this morning?
You've been talking about arrogant people.
Anything else?
Lorry drivers.
Anything else?
Horses.
No, you're just you're listing the arrogant people. Horses.
Yeah, okay, let me... I wanna give you something which
Horsey,
really
don't
blows
you
me, Bob.
stop. Ranjit is a silly old so Ranjit.
Listen, you know yesterday when you called me a loser?
They are banning snowballs.
Oh, my God.
Police, this is seriously outrageous. Police have warned youngsters they could be arrested for throwing snowballs. This was like at my school when the headmistress, Mrs. Payne, banned snowballs. Snowballs, right?
Yeah.
So she went out at break time to make sure no one was throwing snowballs. She got a load of snowballs chucked at her.
Anyway, listen.
And those youngsters that did it, and by the way, we don't condone it, but it was brilliant. She came in, soaking wet, covered in snowballs, furious. Those kids, I think, actually got suspended for it. Suspended. Well, Ranjit, they're taking it one worse than suspension. Police have warned youngsters they could be arrested for throwing snowballs. They received more than 700 complaints from miserable, soulless, joyless people about buildings and vehicles being hit by snowballs in Staffordshire alone. None of the incidents led to arrests. Yeah, good. But senior officers yesterday vowed to crack down on snowball-related crimes. I know. I get the cars.
Really
I get the car thing, Joe. I understand that.
That's really annoying.
I think that's annoying. I think that's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll have that.
But it's okay. So it's okay to throw. It's not okay to throw a snowball at a car because it might have a stone in and crack your window.
No, because
but it's okay to throw a snowball at a person with a stone in that might take their eye out. No, just saying.
When has a snowball that's hit you ever had a stone in? And don't just make up one to try and prove your argument.
They sometimes hurt a lot, don't they?
But it's not got a stone in, so that's a different thing.
But
that's a different thing.
Okay, so what's
the stone?
What annoys,
the stone.
What annoys
when does
you
it have a stone in?
About
when is it have a stone in?
being thrown at your car?
The stone. What about the
What's
stone? With the stone.
Justify the car thing.
Justify your love. The car thing is because it's a moving vehicle, you don't want anything else moving to touch it, because that can be distracting, it can be damaging, it could be dangerous.
But what if you're walking, you're moving, you might be distracted, it's dangerous.
Yeah, but you're not moving at 50 miles an hour in a death box.
But you don't normally have snowballs
unless
thrown
you're
at 50 miles
in
an hour, do you?
a coffin and you're being driven to your funeral. OK, what about buildings then? Can't throw snowballs at buildings.
Yeah, you can throw snowballs at buildings.
Oh, you hit the school. Oh no, you hit
I love the fact that you're actually doing crying.
Oh no, you hit my fish and chip shop.
Crying hands, rubbing eyes.
They said. Oh, what time's the Archers on?
Da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Listen to this, right? They said people may be hauled into court if anyone is hurt or property damaged. Oh, grow up. Grow up. Go and... Hey, do you know what? There are some people roaming the streets called ISIS. Not these streets, obviously. Anyway, there are dodge pots out there doing real crimes. Go and get those. Not kids chucking snowballs. For goodness sakes. Oh, it makes me so angry.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm fine. What you got for us, Range?
Okay, if you get a snowball and keep on squeezing it, you can make it that hard. It's worth a stone.
Listen, we're not talking about what's it, a snowball. It's a little bit of seasonal fun. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
guys, you're so square. Next, you'll be banning catapults, pea shooters, and air rifles.
Okay, talking about arrogant people, yeah? Okay.
Yes, Ranger. Talking to arrogant people right now.
Middle-lane hoggers wearing a Panama hat and towing a horse box.
Well,
it's all in one.
Okay, I'm good. So middle lane hug. The thing is, this is the thing I don't get right.
Yeah.
It's illegal. They changed the law about 6 months ago. It's illegal to be... Did you say huggers or hoggers?
Hoggers.
Yeah. It's illegal to hog the middle lane now.
Yeah.
If you're doing it, you've got to move over to the other lane.
Ian, there's nobody patrolling the motorways, is there, mate? There's nobody patrolling the snowballs when kids are going to be throwing. There's nobody out there. You know when you drive up from London, how many police cars do you see?
I don't know, 3?
That's in 120 miles.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ranj, I would rather my police were investigating real crimes, doing proper investigation into crimes and catching criminals, instead of worrying about...
Why make these silly laws then?
Well, it's because we're supposed to respect the laws, and we don't respect the laws because we're naughty people given our own free choice and free will.
Can I ask you one more thing?
That's the end of that conversation, is it, Ranj?
Yeah,
all right,
You know yesterday when you called me a loser, was you calling me a loser like Boris Johnson, or was you calling me a loser as in like what you try to think that you've won against me?
I hate to break this to you, Ranjit, but I don't log and pore over every minute detail of the conversations I have with you. As soon as I cut you off and move on to Richard, no, as soon as I cut you off and move on to Richard, I'm going to forget everything you've said to me.
You're cutting and running again, aren't you, mate?
Ranjit, what makes you say that?
Listen.
Good morning, Richard.
Morning.
What you got for us?
Yeah, so you were talking about hats earlier.
Oh, yes.
I just wondered if you know, without Googling, do you know where Panama hats are made?
Well, okay. Well, it's not Panama.
No.
It's not in England. There are no milliners in England, and no one makes hats in this country anymore. No, they don't. There are honestly, there are no milliners in England.
None at all.
That's true. Hang on a second, Joe. What were you saying?
My friend is a milliner's dentist.
Sorry?
My friend.
She looks at
my friend is a milliner's dentist.
The fella. Well, first of all, that's a breach of confidentiality. Secondly,
no names. I haven't.
There's potentially only one milliner in the country. There are no milliners. Well, he may do it as a hobby at home, but there are no.
I'm checking.
Well, check.
That is such a load of rubbish. There will be people that make hats.
Oh yeah, but if people are doing it at home,
Gina
they don't.
Foster Millinery.
She doesn't count. Does she do it at home?
Yes, she does. Well, she has a business. It's
right.
in the UK.
Okay. Well, I could say I'm a milliner. Doesn't mean I actually do it.
It's in the UK.
Unless she makes me a hat for free, I'm not interested. A sailor's cap, please. Anyway, Richard, where are Panama hats made? I'm going to say. China.
No, Ecuador.
Oh, Ecuador, yeah.
They're called Panama hats because when the Panama Canal was being built, the workers used to wear Panama hats to keep the sun off their face.
Oh, hang on a second. Joe, I'm trying to talk to Richard, all right? I'm talking he's giving us interesting facts about Panama hats.
Sarah Gad Milliner.
And now you're just... No, that's their last name. They're double-barrelled names. Gad Milliner.
No.
They're not real milliners.
No, millinery.
Yeah, but is it a factory? Or do they do it at home?
They do. They have businesses in the UK. No. They are milliners. Gina Foster.
0345. Richard, thank you for that. It was an excellent point.
Louise
I'm really
Clare,
sorry. Really sorry. It was
Rachel Black, Jane Taylor,
really
William Chambers.
Right, okay. I'm really sorry, Richard, that was interrupted. 03453 009956. There are no milliners in this country. 03453 009956. Last 15 minutes of the show. BBC WM 95.6. Let's get the travel. Here's Liz.
Thanks, Ian. As you make your way around Birmingham, it's looking quite congested. Reportedly, this accident near to Paradise Circus and Holloway Head, Holloway Circus, between the two junctions along Suffolk Street, Queensway. Reportedly, this accident involving a lorry. We're getting quite sketchy details, so if you can update us further, I'll have the number for you in just a moment. But certainly, it's looking very congested all around there. Of course, it's quite near the shopping centre as well. Certainly, further along the A38, Bristol Road South bit in the Northfield area of Birmingham, traffic lights aren't working at the junction with Franklin Beaches Road to the Black Horse Junction, so that's causing a little bit of congestion. Around the Priory Crossroads along the A38 towards the Belgrave interchange is also looking rather busy. Probably a bit of a knock-on effect to the problems further along at Holloway Circus. Around Five Ways Island is slow going along Lee Bank Middleway towards that junction, but also from Hagley Road as well. And if you're onto the football this afternoon, Wolves fans are going off to Bolton. You might want to get a bit of a rig along. The M6, the M62, though, no delays or problems reported. However, there's been fresh snowfall overnight, certainly rather wintry conditions, particularly the further north you go. So just be mindful of those conditions as you make your way along. A little bit of caution, extra caution and care is needed. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel 0330 123 3550.
This Sunday, a comedy special. Hear archive interviews from Paul Shane and Dave Spikey.
You get friends going, you know what, you're really funny, you should be a comedian. And you're going like, you know what, you're right, I'm hilarious, me.
Plus, laughs with Tommy Cooper and Bob Monkhouse.
I was a very lonely child. I played on the seesaw. I used to have to jump from one end to the other.
Ed Doolan on a Sunday.
This Sunday from midday on BBC WM 95.6.
Ian, I don't know who I like more now, Alan or Shouty Gordon, says Jay. Yes, arrest the idiots that throw snowballs. I run my own vehicle transport business. Thursday night, I was nearly home to Northfield after driving from Glasgow. I don't know why I'm laughing at it. I do, because I'm getting abuse in my ear. 4 idiots threw snowballs at the car I was in, damaging the car. The little kids ran off. Now I have to pay out £500 for the... I don't know why I'm laughing. This is a terrible story, Peter, and I'm laughing. I have to pay... hang on a second. Good, I'm glad I'm laughing, because he's horrible at the end of this text. I now have to pay out £500 for the damage. You talk about arrogance. Look in your bathroom mirror. There you will see perfection of arrogance. Well, I'm glad you got snowballs at your blooming transport vehicles then. Peter, what would you like to say to us?
Hat making.
Yes, there are no milliners in this country anymore.
Michael Portillo.
He's not a hat maker.
No, I think he's gay.
Right, OK, irrelevant, but yeah.
He does a great train journey on BBC Two.
Yep, that's correct.
He went to a hat maker's the other day. I think it was in Bradford.
All right. You know everything on TV is fake, don't you?
Really?
Trust me, I used to be a big shot in the television business. And it's all fake. Why does he get... Because I don't really watch TV much anymore. So he just travels around... He just travels around on a train, does he?
Yeah, with his Bradshaw guide, I think it is.
And that's considered entertainment in 21st century Britain?
I think it's quite entertaining at times.
Thank you, Peter. John's in Redditch. Good morning, John.
Good morning, sir.
John, what you got for us?
Well, I've just phoned up a millinery, real conversation.
Yeah, there are no milliners in Britain.
I've just phoned, I spoke to the woman personally, her name is Jane Taylor, millinery, and I said, do you make hats? And she said, yes.
Did you just phone her up just now?
Just to check.
You see, Joe, this is what I want from a producer. This is what I want.
I've just phoned her up now, and she makes bespoke hats.
Aha!
So she's a milliner.
Aha! She doesn't make them in a factory.
She makes hats. She's a milliner.
She doesn't make them in a factory.
She's still a milliner.
She doesn't make them in a factory.
She's a milliner.
Doesn't make them in a factory. There may be individuals what do make individuals. What do... I'm just aware there are loads of kids and stuff. Hello, everybody over there. There's a room full of people and kids and stuff.
It's a bit like saying you're a doctor, but you haven't got an NHS practice, but you practice from your house as a private practitioner.
Would you imagine going to a doctor's house to be seen privately? That would be weird, wouldn't it?
I actually went for a private medical examination many years ago for insurance purposes.
That doesn't sound...
to this person's private address.
That doesn't sound dodgy at all, John.
However, just going off on a slight tangent...
Could she make me a captain's hat, and how much would she charge?
I've got a phone number here if you want it.
Well, I was hoping you could do it again and let me know next Friday or Saturday.
Do you want an interesting or stroke an uninteresting fact?
I'd rather have the interesting one, but I suspect I'll get both.
About the term as mad as a hatter.
Yeah.
You know where it came from?
I would guess Alice in Wonderland.
No, it came from... Hats or milliners used to use mercury as a stiffening agent I think it was in top hats, and it actually drove them mad. It poisoned the minds. And I once remember Ed had a miller on as a guest many years ago, and I actually sent Ed a text in about this, and I said, Ed, did you know, explain the reason why it sends them mad. Yeah. And he said, I've just had a text from John, and the woman said that is absolutely correct.
So hang on a minute, if this is true, John, and I've no reason to doubt you, although, you know, you could be a serial liar. You've already phoned up a woman to bother about her hats. So mad as a hatter, is that where Lewis Carroll got it from then?
Well, who knows, but that is historical fact. It used to drive people mad because of this mercury poisoning.
Why can't we bring... Listen, there aren't enough hats. You look back at footage of London, people going to work in London in the 50s and the 60s, kind of a bit of the 70s as well. All the men are wearing bowler hats. All of them. It's like a uniform. Why don't we have hats now? We have baseball. Well, not even baseball. We don't have anything.
You know, there was a guy, just again going off on a tangent, who was famed for wearing a bowler hat in Birmingham, and his name was Rob Pryke, and he was known as the Banana King. He was a marketeer, also owned a nightclub that I worked at as a lad, and he always wore a bowler hat. That was his trademark, a bowler hat and a carnation. A
bowler hat nowadays does look a little bit like an affectation. You look a little bit like Odd Job, don't you, from the James Bond film?
But hey, that was his trait. That was, and I told Ed that, and when this woman confirmed that was absolutely correct, that's where the term came from. I remember Ed saying, well, I never knew that.
Now, well, there you go. You see, you taught Ed Doolan a thing or two. John, thank you. Last few minutes of the show, 03453 009956. Be nice. You came in with a hat the other day, Joe, and you were being mocked...
I had a hat for Christmas.
You were being mocked mercilessly, and I thought it was rather cruel.
No, people said they liked it. What do you mean mocked?
Adam was laughing at you.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's my Lady Mary hat.
I only just found out recently he works here. I thought he just was the BBC were offering him a warm place to sit, you know. No, I think more women should wear hats. I think everyone should wear hats.
I love my hat. I wear it all the time.
I'm a bit too tall for a hat, but do you know what? If more people wore it, I could wear a Homburg.
You'd look ridiculous in a top hat.
Yeah, yeah.
A bowler hat, maybe.
No, the stovepipe hat again is one of my. Do you know what a stovepipe?
No, I don't know what
Google
that
it. It's a beautiful hat. It really is a
stovepipe.
Stovepipe hat. It's in the shape of a stovepipe, a pipe for a stove. I'm quite old, so.
Yeah, but you mean like a Abraham Lincoln hat?
No. Hang on, stovepipe hat. They're a bit bent.
They sort of do that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're kind of like an Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. One of those.
That's like it's like a slanty top
hat.
I'd
look good with one of those. I would look good. Imagine me coming in.
No, you're too tall.
Well, this is the problem. I'd have to have...
You'd need a cloak.
I would have to have the bit of leg between my knee and my foot removed to...
We could arrange that. That's fine.
People do that, don't they? If you're really short, if you're too short, they can add bits of bone to you to make you like... It's only like an inch taller. But also, if you're too tall, they can take bits of bone out.
And they can take ribs and things out to make people skinnier and things like that.
Isn't that weird? Some people... Hey, get this! Last 5 minutes of the show, if this is you, call me. Some people don't have belly buttons. What? A friend of mine had an operation and to have a stomach removed. They removed her belly button. She woke up, no belly button.
But you can't be born without a belly button, obviously.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you can't, because otherwise you wouldn't.
Well, no, everyone is born without a belly button.
No, yeah, you're born
The
without.
belly button is man-made.
Yes.
Isn't that weird?
Ooh, it's horrible. They're disgusting when they fall off.
That awful thing, and they don't tell you that's going to happen. They don't tell you that your child is going to have a black, manky bit of dying skin stuck to their stomach that one day is going to fall off, and you won't know where it's fallen off, and you'll spend the next 3 months on your hands and knees in the house trying to find the dead umbilical cord.
Doesn't it normally fall off in their nappy?
My boys didn't. One of them did. The other one disappeared. Some people call it the umbilical.
Oh, no, umbilical.
It's like some people say Caribbean.
No, Caribbean.
And I've only just recently come round to saying Diplodocus.
Diplodocus.
Yeah, that's what you'd think. Turns out my boy is on Team Whale, by the way, I found out. I need to get a DNA test.
Babe, you're getting closer. The lights are going dim. The sound of your breathing has made the mood I'm in. All of my resistance is lying on the floor. You're taking me to places I've never been before. Ooh, and I can feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. Way down where the music plays. Way down like a tidal wave. Way down where the fireplace. Way down. Way on down. Ooh, my head is spinning. You got me in your spell. 100 magic fingers. Swirling carousel, a medicine within me the doctor could prescribe. Your love is true and something that I just can't describe. Ooh, and I can feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. Way down where the music plays. Way down like a tidal wave. Way down where the fireplace. Way down. Way on down. Hold me again as tight as you can. I need you so, baby, let's go. Way down where it feels so good. Way down where I hope it would. Way down where I never could. Way down. Way on down. Way on
down. That's what we're doing next week. That's what we're doing next week. Who can do the highest? Who can do the lowest?
Great.
Yeah, that's
Friday.
next Saturday. No, do it Saturday.
Okay, do it Saturday.
Saturday, I've given up on. I've given up on live. It turns out doing no preparation.
It's the way forward.
Is the way forward. So next Friday 2 till 4. I don't know what we'll do. Next Saturday, who can do the highest? Who can do the lowest? And we talk about arrogant people. Elvis Presley, surely one of the most arrogant men in the world. Daz,
hello.
Can I go through our list of arrogant people? See if there's anybody you'd like to add.
Go on.
Boat people, horsey people, dog people, cyclists, bus drivers, vegans, me, technical Johnnies. Yeah, no, but we took one off because that fellow was a racist. Technical Johnnies, mums who drop their kids off at school while they're wearing their gym kit, lorry drivers, black cab drivers, actors, and middle lane hoggers.
I suppose it'd be easier to do ones who aren't, really, wouldn't it, on that, right? So just people, then, really. I was listening with intent to your stories earlier about weeing in a bottle.
Yeah.
It happened to me once, you know.
Yeah.
Got stuck. I was in traffic, right? Big traffic jam, just like you.
We've all been there.
And you've got to go, haven't you?
Yep.
So there was a spare bottle, and so I did the deed in the car, yeah. And he failed me for that. Are we still on?
Daz, I guess people can expect more of that from 12.
More of that sort of smut, yeah, between 12 and 2 as we build up to all of today's football.
OK. I really wish you a lot of luck today, Daz.
Thank you, I'm going to need it.
I think you will, mate.
At least I've got a nice hat on.
Yeah. Go on.
No, I have. I've got. You saw me in my hat. You were talking hats. I was just trying to, I look like Norman Wisdom, Mr. Grimsdale.
Daz is on next, Joe. Thank you, Bernie. Excellent stuff as always. I'll be back on Friday at 2:00. Until then, ta-ta.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
Next then, we begin our build-up to all of today's big games. They kick off with me, Daz Hale. I'm live at the Hawthorns this afternoon. I want you to tell me about the best goal you have ever seen live. And we're putting together a dream team today of transport-themed footballers. For example, Ray Train. You got any others? 03453 00 9956. But first on BBC WM at midday, here with the news is Nicole Pullman.
BAO. She'd handed the men the... It's 12 o'clock. I'm Nicole Pullman. A woman has been robbed on her own driveway by 3 men wearing balaclava helmets. They stand